happening again. It says a lie that I got in at the time. Yeah, when you pull the rug, I had no safety net in place to offset the drop. I kept hanging on, patiently waiting so long that by the time the ultimatums came, the clothesline cats I came with were gone. But go on, take your best shot, baby, you it says aloud that I got in at the time. Yeah, you were a guy had no safety net in place to offset the drop.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to another meme stock meltdown video. I'm very excited because I enjoyed watching the Pulte party live, but I was so gobsmacked at just how incredibly bizarre everything I was watching was. I wasn't super happy with my commentary. You know, I kept having to pause it, and I was worried about, missing something live. So I wasn't super thrilled with everything I said. I feel like there's things to touch upon that we didn't, and there's also things that have happened since the party that we can talk about. So I wanted to go through some of the most strange things that happened during the PP Pulte meetup party in Florida. And then other stuff that happened after. And then if we still have time, I have some other meme stock stuff we can take a look at. But that's the plan for today. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like the stream. If you're on Twitch, you can't like the stream, but share it. I don't know. Peacockasaur, thanks for 8 months with Prime. Much appreciated. All right. So the stream started off, much as I expected, with a helicopter landing. Now, to be clear, and this has been confirmed from public flight logs, the helicopter that the PP crew and Pulte land in didn't come from, like, a nearby airport or anywhere else. Literally, they walked over that way, got on a helicopter, it took off, did a circle around the airport, barely, and then landed. So it's an entirely contrived way of looking important by renting a helicopter. And I will have you know that they didn't pay to take off again later. Literally at the end of the show, you can see them attaching the helicopter to like a golf cart, and then they like drive it away back to its parking place, which is lovely. So let's get on with the shit show. Oh, see, there they are. There's the goddamn helicopter. If you missed this live, they didn't mic the audience, so it's like weird, awkward dead space constantly when people on stage aren't talking. So there's the helicopter. They get out, and you can tell that they think they're so cool, and it's so funny. How much did this cost for this helicopter landing? Because no matter how much it cost, it was a waste of money. This is not impressive. This is embarrassing. This is Michael Scott level planning. Oh, and the security guard, I am so curious. What the hell did he think this was about? Bumble Homestead, what do you want me to wear for the hats off? So presumably he was hired for like a party, a corporate event. I don't know what he was told. But I feel like as the show went on, he must have gotten like, is this a business? What are they doing? Festive and or purple? Okay, I'll give you choices. I guess, could I try and put the Santa hat, like, in the witch hat? I might be able to combine these. Let's see. All right. That probably doesn't look right, but oh, that looks so fucking weird. Hi. Oh, the turkey hat. Yeah. I also have a turkey hat if you'd prefer the turkey hat. I have this now. So, up to you. Yeah, and then they all like hug people in the front row. Makes total sense.
Numbers. Have you? Fellas!
The awkward shuffling. It's like one of those YouTube videos where they take out the laugh track in sitcoms. I think someone already mentioned that in the original stream.
Fellas!
Very true.
How the fuck
Oof. The audio was so bad.
you doing tonight? Right on. There's a lot of degenerates here tonight, huh, Pulte?
I should point out that Pulte's parents are here. Pulte's parents, his mother and father, were here for this event.
Degenerates. We're the chief degenerates.
We're the chief degenerates. People paid $500 plus travel and expenses for lodging to get here.
Amen. Can you turn up that volume a little bit? Man, I can't.
He is not a part of the Pulte Home Group or the charitable organization, but he is one of, I believe, 25 grandchildren, maybe 21 grandchildren. It's a lot. So, like, most of the family doesn't want anything to do with him, but his parents at least seem to be in the picture. Bittergrin says, for all the money Pee-Pee gets, you'd think he could have gotten a suit that fits. You'd think. And Meek says, where does Kais get his money from? I thought he was an Uber driver. Oh, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that.
I believe we have.
Pretty sure Kais's ticket was free for reasons. Speculative.
Such a strong turnout, man. You know, a lot of supporters, whether people are here for Bed Bath & Beyond, PHN.
Oh, I forgot to go over the Kais thing. It started before even the helicopter thing. Kais did this. Kais, in my opinion, basically seems to be a cartoonish Batman goon, to Pulte. It seems that he is the henchman of Pulte's now, and that anytime Pulte wants to say something, but is too embarrassed to say it or wants legal deniability, he has Kais say it. So this entire event is sort of a thinly veiled pitch to buy Pulte Home Group stock, because Bill Pulte is obsessed with becoming the CEO of Pulte Home Group because he was kicked off the board by the rest of the people there. And he thinks it's like his God-given birthright to be the CEO of Pulte Home Group because his grandpa... So anyway, he basically had Kais come out and do really embarrassing things and gave Kais tens of thousands of dollars, allegedly, which I can demonstrate with evidence later, to give out to people with the stipulation that they use it to buy Pulte Home Group stock, which I think is maybe not legal, but I'm not sure. There.
Shirts never close. Shirts never close. And the good thing is Jim Cramer, that day when I had him signing the 2 bottles, one for Bill Pulte, the other one for Ryan Cohen. I mean, I think that day he was out of his mind. I looked at his face and Jim Cramer was not the Jim Cramer that we know. Yes.
You talking about the time he went to a book signing for Jim Cramer and, like, trolled him? That's it. He's very proud of it. Cashel Gladio says, I'm pretty sure he meant to say Ace Degenerate as in Karate Kid reference. You fucked it up.
So it was a hit.
Ooh,
to the fake mainstream media. The fake mainstream media, they try by all means to lie onto our face, and they know they're lying, and we know they're lying, but they keep lying, which has to stop as well. So if we are united here, it's because of 2 people. I mean, for me, I see 2 people uniting all of us here. One of them is coming in fury.
I love the American flag, too. Very weird corporate patriotism on display. Bumble Homestead, thanks for 300 bits, and Nemesaur for gifting 10 Tier 1 subs. Thank you very much, kicking off a hype train.
And the other one, unfortunately, he cannot be here with us here. And his name is Ryan Cohen.
Because Ryan has nothing to do with this.
right? I said Ryan Cohen. So let me hear a big applause for Ryan Cohen.
Do I think the meme stock celebration of Bed Bath will go into 2024? There are still people on board. Like I've said, there's that distillation effect where more and more people leave as time goes on, but those that remain are more and more extreme on average. So there'll still be some people, but it'll be fewer and fewer. The PP show is having drama because even a lot of the PP viewers saw this show and were like, this is ridiculous. This was clearly a grift to try and get people to buy Pulte home group stock, because even they're able to see through it. It's very transparent. But PP's kind of banning people still about it. So the community is kind of intrinsically shrinking there. But there'll be some loyalists for quite a while. I'd say it'll go into 2024. They've been talking to the Wind Down admin, who's in charge of DK Butterfly, the entity that is basically winding down and liquidating the rest of the former Bed Bath. And they've been telling them, the Wind Down person has been telling the BBBY cultists, hey, this is over, your shares are canceled, and it's been getting more and more blatant over the last couple days since they got into email contact with that person. So I think more people will start to realize that they've been had, but some of them are looking to, like, sue this guy because he's giving them accurate information, but they can't accept it's accurate information, so they're acting like he's committing fraud, and they want to sue him. So it's a whole thing. There are still a few people who are holding out for Sears, so there'll be some Bed Bath apes for a while, unfortunately. You gotta hand it to it for their tenacity? You know, I don't. Tenacity in and of itself isn't necessarily a good thing if it's in service of delusion. I know you're just joking, by the way.
He couldn't be between us, but maybe one day he will. And I can assure you guys, I know for a fact that there is no direct communication between Bill Pulte and Ryan Cohen. But
that has to be devastating, right? That's one of the reasons that people gave $500 in order to be at this event, was because they thought Ryan Cohen was going to show up, because Pulte sort of implied it. And sure, he verbally never said that, but he posted like an image on Twitter that was like, the Pulte party, blah, 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 and it had him and Ryan Cohen on it. He was doing as much as he could to wink, wink, nudge, nudge, dog whistle to these people that he knows Ryan Cohen, when we know, or at least assume, based on all of this, that no, he doesn't.
But Bill Pulte is a very smart guy, and I have a lot of appreciation for this guy. And he knows what's coming, and he knows what's going on behind the scene in the fake mainstream media and in Wall Street. And there is something else that I want to mention here. I shouldn't forget about it. It's the Pulte Group. So Bill Pulte was the board of directors in
Jesus Christ, who did they hire to do the audio on this? It's so bad.
Pulte Group. And then that corrupt CEO, Ryan Marshall.
Ryan Marshall is the current CEO of Pulte Home Group, the company that was the family company of the Pultes, but of course it's now a public company. Bill Pulte, one of the 25 or so grandchildren of the original Pulte, got kicked off the board. And now he's salty. And that's what this whole event is about.
By the way, how do you like Ryan Marshall?
Why would they care? They're not invested in Pulte Home Group. And also, Ryan Marshall, I don't know anything about the guy, and I don't know about Pulte Home Group, but their stock is up. It's at like all-time highs, or at least 5-year highs. The stock has gone up since Pulte left. You cannot argue that you think he would be a better CEO on no basis. You're literally just saying it because he said to you that he doesn't like Ryan Marshall. It's frustrating. Thanks for the hype train. In January, they'll get their tax forms showing how much they've lost, so best to start letting them down now. No, some of them have already gotten it. Some of them have already gotten tax forms that show it as a loss, and some of them are giving each other bad advice And by bad advice, I mean illegal advice. So that's not good.
I want to hear it again. Actually, for me, this is how I see it. I don't know about you guys. Ryan Marshall, he have two options. There's no three. First of all, either he want to make it easy, he have to resign on his own. If not,
Why would Ryan Marshall, who is in charge of a successful business currently, to my knowledge, why would he resign? You don't have any power over him.
then the board of directors, they have to take action and fire him. So which option you like first? Retire. All right. All right, guys. So in couple minutes. Teddy. We almost forgot Teddy. Teddy, the company. And Teddy Holdings LLC. Yes. And we'll talk about Teddy later on.
Just rambling madness. All right, back to when they actually show up.
It looks like no beef we do.
Oh,
I got some questions for Pulte here.
Their first big announcement of the night was also that Ryan Cohen was at 68 likes or something on Twitter. Like, he had liked 68 things previously. So Bill Pulte tweeted at Ryan Cohen, "Can I be your 69th like?" And Ryan Cohen, CEO of GameStop, liked the tweet. And the big announcement that PP gives is, Pulte is the 69th like, which of course to us means nothing, because it means nothing. It's Twitter. He asked for him to like his tweet. It's a 69 joke. You know, like an 11-year-old would make. But to them, it's huge. It's a huge announcement to say that. No, Teddy exists as an LLC, but it exists as an LLC to sell the books.
Hi,
Jesus.
fellas, how the fuck you doing tonight?
Disgusting audio.
Right on, there's a lot of degenerates here tonight, huh, Pulte? We're the chief degenerates. We're the chief degenerates.
Amen.
Can you turn up that volume a little bit?
Man, I can't believe we had such a strong turnout, man. You know, a lot of supporters, whether people are here for Bed Bath & Beyond, PHM, GME, you know, it just goes to show how big of a fucking community we have. And this is not even 1/10, not even 1/100th of what the power we have, fellas.
Yeah, I think we got 5,000 people watching live right now.
5,000?
5,000, yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
This ended up getting 55,000 views, which doesn't surprise me. If you like cringe humor, this thing is like crack.
So thank you to everybody who gave money. You know, we'll talk about it later, but this obviously costs a lot of money to do this. I covered the helicopter, so your money didn't go to that. True story.
How much does it cost to rent a helicopter to take off and land, like, right over there? Like, $600? I don't know.
But we appreciate it. It started with just me saying, hey, why don't you give $500 to PP and he can come down to Florida, and yeah, it's kind of crazy. Can you guys get loud for a second? I can't hear you.
Insomniac.
Fellas, that's
I saw they got hacked. I'm excited for the Venom game.
pussy shit.
I like Venom.
Let's hear some fucking noise. There we go. Those are the fucking peepees we know, man.
I wish I knew someone who could read
All right,
lips.
so I got some questions for Pulte here, like a lot of people probably do. Today happens to be National Ape Day. Is that true?
I believe it was National Monkey Day. Which, you know, not exactly the same. Close enough, though, I guess.
I don't know. You tell me.
Bullshit.
It looks like it.
You had to have known that, right? All right. So before we got here, in the
15 minutes over New York for as low as $2.29. Oh, okay, it was probably really cheap. Maybe they just threw it in with the, like, they were like, hey, we're gonna rent this thing for the night for a party, you know, the hangar. Will you let me up in the helicopter?
helicopter, it looks like
Or maybe Pulte got scammed and got charged a bunch of money for the helicopter thing.
Ryan Cohen liked his 69th tweet.
He liked his 69th tweet. That's a big announcement. Okay.
What was the tweet?
The tweet, you tweeted him. I can't remember what was it.
I'd like this tweet to be Ryan Cohen's
They broke yet? Not PP. He got paid for this event.
69th like.
There you fucking have it.
We're literally firing up the helicopter and boom, he got a like. So.
Yeah. All right, right on. So I say we get into it tonight.
Why does PP look so ragged here?
Yeah.
Like, it looks like he just survived the events of a Hangover film and then had to go on stage immediately.
All right, right on. So I say we get into it tonight. I know a lot of people here are excited to meet some of the people. Now, keep in mind, just like this is our very first live event with PP and also Pulte, man. And I think there's probably going to be more in the future for sure, man. So with that being, yeah.
We got, you know, we got the degenerate blood in us, so
We do.
we got to cause a little bit more trouble.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah. So, so for those,
And everybody here will get to meet us later, just so you know. So
yeah.
They literally, like, form a line and go and take pictures like they're at a convention.
So for those of you who watch the PP show, you guys are pretty familiar with how we do things. We like to bring people up on the show.
All right.
Things like
So that's that intro part. Let's get to a little bit later.
Gonna do probably.
I feel bad for this kid. This kid's young.
Really just happy to be here. I just honestly, it is surprising to see the turnout. Look at all of the peepees, man.
Look at
Everyone
all
that
the
came
peepees,
out,
a lot of
man.
degenerates, man, here tonight. I swear, I didn't realize there was that many.
It's actually unreal the amount of support that our community does have. Even though we don't have any definite answers about anything, we do have inclinations and assumptions that are based off of good evidence that we together have collectively collected over the time that we have kind of got close to one another. It's really unreal. And I personally, I'm sure a lot of everybody else in the crowd can allude and feel the same, that we are just lucky and blessed
It's a gold fringed flag, so this is in international waters.
to be here
Sorry, sovereign citizen joke.
together. Seriously, you know? And
What do
whether
these
it's-
guys mean when they're, say, degenerates? It's a reference, it's a lampshading of their gambling addiction. Because a lot of this started out on, like, Super Stonk and other stock-related subreddits on Reddit. And they self-refer to themselves as, like, gambling addicts and degenerates because of YOLOing their money on ridiculous long-shot plays. So it comes from that. It's a way of sort of diffusing the harsh reality of their addiction through humor. It's a way of dealing with the elephant in the room, but diffusing its power like a lampshade.
It's like you created the show, man, and you had probably at the beginning no idea of the inkling of like what it was gonna do, probably, right? What I guess I have a good question for you, PP. What did you think when you began and created the show? What were your thoughts of like where it could possibly go?
Gotta get those weird lawyers on stage.
And by the way, if you want to get anybody prosecuted for what's gone on, and I'm not saying that they need to, you need to first have the math to be able to go to prosecutors. And people are saying, oh, the DOJ, the FBI is investigating this. Well, how can you even say that if you don't
Twin Drills with $1.99 says, the things people do for a bit of nano celebrity. Yeah, I don't know. Pulte's an interesting guy.
Get the math to know where the money went. And you got to know where the money went. You got to follow the money. I say in my businesses, people lie, cash doesn't. And where did the cash go?
It went to the creditors. Like, he clearly has no idea what's going on in the Bed Bath, like, situation at all if he's even saying this. Where did all the money go? Well, if you had actually followed any of it, you would know that it went to the creditors. It went to the creditors, and most didn't get paid out in full, because they didn't have the money for it.
Where did your cash go? There's only one person I trust with my cash.
Also, it's not their cash, right? You were shareholders in the company, meaning you were part owners, and the company's who's owed money. Or rather, who owes money. So the company that you owned a part in is underwater in debt. That's why it closed.
And he's Ryan Cohen. So,
And just to add on to that, Ryan Cohen is a creditor, co-debtor, and interested party in Bed Bath & Beyond.
yeah, I mean, it's not a crazy conspiracy to think that he's looking at it. Whether he is or not, I don't know. Nothing I say, by the way, is
So Weasley.
investment advice, financial advice. Nobody has any weapons here tonight, right? I hope.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
How about these guys coming up with these killpulte@gmail.com things to send us in stuff? All
fuck
because
are you
I'm helping
talking
you
about?
guys. I'm just saying, look for the math. Look at the numbers.
All right, we got Skywalker here pertaining to that waterfall. Why don't you come on, Skywalker?
Yeah, bring that guy up. Your lawyer, talk to him.
Fonzie as well, yay. What's going on? We got Scott guys come up here for a second. I'm sorry.
Somebody
That
This lawyer is so interesting.
Bed Bath & Beyond, like my
I know that there's also a story about him getting disbarred at one point. I don't know the specifics, though. Supposedly it was for like a month.
self, many others.
Handles. I'm also an attorney. I've been practicing law for 25 years,
Let's go.
and
You got a bunch of clients in here tonight.
I know we have some already, Bill. And that's
I'll
what-
put up
that's
some of the money and you guys can do it. And you
So-
can represent them. Did you pass the bar and everything?
I did actually. I'm
You're
board
not like-
certified.
You're not like Better Call Saul or something like that, right?
No, but I would fuck with that dude.
Okay, good. I like that.
That's not what you want to hear.
But so ultimately, I'm also an
Better Call
XXX.
Saul wins. He wins.
Fuck you.
Are you gonna win?
Fuck Saul. We're gonna beat him, and that's there. There's a lot to talk about here that really was not apparent until a group, I'll call them the Fab Five, got together. PP had just thrown me on into his chat to know where this was, and I saw, hey, y'all need to get a fucking lawyer, and it said, well, I'm a lawyer. I am doing securities law, and this is my crew. I watch you guys every day. So this was my opportunity. This is what I could do and contribute to the community. And that's what we did. Guys like Skywalker here, we jumped in. We got ourselves activated very quickly. There's a process here. There's always a process here on getting these things together. We got a letter out within 2 days to the plan administrator.
Wow.
It got to the plan administrator really quickly, or maybe it didn't at all, because we got a response from Bradford Sandler.
Let's hear it for him, by the way. You're a lawyer. You stepped up. You did
Does
something.
this mean they know they aren't getting any money? You would think they would, but they don't. They still think they're owed money even though they are not. It's quite astounding that they're still stuck on this idea that they are owed money in some way.
Something about this, and you got it done.
He didn't do anything.
That's the power
He sent an email.
to the people. That's what they're afraid of.
And we
Vacuous statements.
come from all walks of life. You look around here, there's doctors, there's lawyers, there's surgeons, there's everything. Everybody's here from all over. That's what's important to me. This is why I got in this play to begin with, because I fucking hate corruption. I hate misinformation. And I hate a lack of tending to the folks like us that just happen to be so diverse. So we got a letter the next morning in response from Bradford Sandler,
That's incredible.
basically telling us to go fuck ourselves.
100%.
Hey, you know what? That's the beginning.
And that's where it starts.
It didn't say to go fuck yourselves. It said that the stock was canceled, which it is. You are no longer shareholders. You have no affiliation with them. Please stop harassing them. They're just trying to do their job.
So in that, I called him up. I said, "Yo, Bradford, what's the deal here? Your letter was very dismissive, and you concluded it with, handle yourselves accordingly."
Mm-hmm. I know the post was actually something along the lines of, like, hey, I went through this too. I used to buy GM stock and it got canceled during the, financial crisis where they got bailed out, and I believe the shareholders, their shares were canceled. Either way, he was like, so I know what that's like. You need to handle yourselves, which is good advice. They need to move on from this, and if they still are going to invest, do it somewhere else, because Bed Bath doesn't exist anymore. And they're very offended that reality keeps creeping into their echo chamber.
Well, that didn't sound like something to me or someone that actually has the shareholder interest in mind.
No one has any shareholder interest in mind because there are no shareholders.
So he agreed
There's no interest to have in mind.
to have a Zoom call with myself and Mr. Skywalker here and some others that had jumped in with us to get this thing going. And we did just that. That happened this past Tuesday. We kind of quietly snuck in there like commandos and got a face-to-face with the lead counsel for the plan administrator. What the fuck? Yeah, that's what we do. That's why we do these things. The power of the pencil. I'm just a Mexican kid from El Paso.
I know PP hurries him off the stage here quite soon because he's talking and he makes it clear that the guy said that the stock is canceled. And PP can't have that at his party, so he shoos him off stage pretty quick. Lazy Paradox with 27 months says, by sending Hannah this sub, I am actually sticking it to Hannah and the short sellers and the reptile people from the 7th dimension. This is a revolution, people. This is a sub baby too, and this sub baby is going to be named, Pro se litigant. Pro se litigant.
Knowledge is power. The ability to communicate in such a way where they have no choice but to take you seriously is
We will be taken seriously.
power. And not willing to concede to it is power. What
Your concession is not required for reality to continue operating as scheduled.
became clear that our mission here was to go out and get some information. I didn't know exactly what rabbit hole this was going to take us down, but we knew that it was going to be something important. And in that process, we got to figure out whether or not this plan administrator is actually
Robert
with us
Pakagam, thank you for 5 months as a Stana on YouTube.
or against us. And when they tell us to hold ourselves accordingly with the threat of litigation and sanctions for having fucking requested information. So we jump in that Zoom call, all 5 of us, the 5 amigos, and we asked some serious questions. He came in, 5 guys, baby. He came, that's right, fucking 5 guys. They're
obsessed with 5 Guys because it's the food that Pulte got one time. There's a restaurant called 5 Guys.
Coincidence? I don't think so. So now
you chose the number of guys.
He's having to listen. He did not realize who he was dealing with. He thought he was going to go ahead, and even though he didn't have to, because he told us all our rights dissipated in a 2-paragraph letter. Now we're coming in here and asking the poignant questions. The questions that believe.
The poignant question would be, how did you allow yourself to become so deceived? Not whatever you're going to say. Prokagam says I just needed to check my sub status on YouTube.
It or not.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We're foreign to him. He did not know that there's a $10 billion claim.
Because that claim is frivolous and nonsense and has nothing to do with anything. You don't need to be informed about things that are bullshit.
On the dockets, he had no clue.
How the fuck is he the plan admin? He doesn't know there's 11.8 billion claim on the company.
So at that point, anything that fucker says to me is going to be scrutinized and not taken at face value. He went on to say, look, guys, I feel really bad for all you. I once lost some money on a General Motors play I was in back in the day. And I was like, thank you for letting us know that, but this is different.
No,
He said,
it's not different. It's not different at all. You lose.
whatever you think is going to happen is impossible. Those shares are canceled. It's impossible. And I said, well, wait, hold on. There are some things that could happen before this plan is substantially consummated. And he said, well, so he went from impossible to the onset of the conversation to, well, I guess that could happen. It's just not in the cards.
There ain't no rule that says a dog can't play basketball. It's Lacanian foreclosure. He's not understanding the rules, and just because something is hypothetically possible doesn't mean it's going to happen. Ugh. Doesn't understand the rules. Andronicus Khan says, I'm surprised they didn't take it as code to invest their life savings into Five Guys stock. I don't know if that's a public company.
Well, how would
I
he?
doubt it's a public company. Based on the way they do things. They're overpriced, but they still, like, make fresh fries from, like, cutting potatoes themselves and stuff. I feel like a publicly owned company wouldn't allow that because it's too expensive.
You know,
They
if
just make it frozen fries.
something is in the cards or not, when it is clear to me now that he is only interested in the interests of the secured and unsecured creditors, because this same lawyer, at the same time, he has a fiduciary duty to all the common shareholders.
There are no common shareholders anymore, so he does not have a fiduciary duty to any, including yourself, who is also not a shareholder.
Has been representing the unsecured creditor committee. That sounds like a conflict of interest to me.
Yeah, by the way, conflicts of interest are rampant everywhere right now on Wall Street.
Holy shit! Purple Pondini gives 100 tier 1 subs! Holy hell, Purple Pondini, thank you so much! You just made my goddamn holiday. Thank you. Whew! That is incredibly generous. Thank you from me and everyone in chat who doesn't have to deal with ads now. Holy shit. God damn. Was that intentional?
I think this is why the people are going to take it back. Because if you look at it, BlackRock and Vanguard and Fidelity.
That's the secret. Purple Pondini is Ryan Cohen all along, and Ryan Cohen likes making fun of these people too. Thank you, Purple Pondini, so much.
These index funds, they own a lot of the stock, right? But I think over time, what you're going to see is people like you and people who have these pensions are going to start to even stand up to, and I, they voted for me when I was the director, nothing,
I guess it's a good day to do it. I think subs are on sale today for the holidays. So thank you.
Whatever. But there is going to come a day when people are going to DRS their shares and people are going to start voting and taking back the power from these people who hold 3 or 4 of these companies. We're going to take back the power from the 3 or 4 people who are largely in charge of Wall Street. And it's happening.
Delusions of grandeur.
It's happening with Ryan Cohen.
Oh, not gift subs? Well, holy shit.
Why they're trying to take
Either
out
way, that's
Ryan
a ton, but damn, Purple Pondini, thank you.
Cohen. It's why they're calling in death threats, and we literally have to have people check you all who are good people for weapons because they want to take me out. They want to take
No one wants to take you out. Razor Girl Luna, thanks for following.
me out, and really they want to take you out. And that's what this is about.
It's the same strategy Trump does. It's so funny that they're not coming for me. They're coming for you. Like, no! What are you talking about?
And that's why we have to protect Ryan Cohen at all costs.
Amen.
Yes.
And we aren't fucking leaving either, are we, Pulte?
No, we're going to hunt him down in our helicopter, figuratively speaking.
We're gonna hunt them down in our helicopters, figuratively speaking.
Are we, Pulte?
No, we're gonna hunt him down in our helicopter, figuratively speaking.
In Minecraft.
Hunt.
And Bill, on that note, I have one more thing to add on.
It's not even his helicopter. He rented it for like 5 minutes.
That.
All right, let's hear it, and then we're going to bring someone
So-
else on stage.
We asked him specifically, what's the deal with the plan administrator jumping in to this lawsuit in the place of Judith Cohen? He said, well, you know, the whole waterfall thing. We decided that we need to go and take any avenues we can to try to recover monies for this waterfall.
Yep, it's their job to do that. This has been in the plan since the original plan. You know this. You should... Supposedly you read it. Did you not see the waterfall, like, payment distribution structure? It was a fundamental part of the plan in every single one of its forms.
So the question in my mind now is, are they really going to try to fuck with Ryan Cohen?
Do we think
I don't
Cohen
know.
would come on the show to get glazed by everyone? Nah, he's in a pump and dump lawsuit, and any interaction with them would make it not great for him. So I imagine he's ignoring them for legal reasons. That's just my assumption, though. Jitara says, hey, at least they can say that they technically have a religious figurehead monitoring their actions due to Hannah's position as the high priestess of the Temple of Paul. You know, it's not an official religion, so I don't think it counts.
No. But we have a lot of answers that
So
questions.
say your name again.
So the plan administrator is
No,
jumping.
say your name again. I think you should give everybody an update in like a week, and because you're going to be the lawyer that stepped up, and I think, you know, legal's the only way to go at this point. To this guy's question, he said for 8 or 9 months. Time has run out. You guys need to get going on this legally.
All right. We appreciate having you guys up.
They
All
push
right.
him off. I know they're talking to him
A
on the PP
warm-
show now, so he is still involved.
Welcome to ABC.
Oh, this part's great.
So if you're not ABC,
Watch your ears.
this fucking look, the PP show, you know, remember when we were streaming 20, 30 people? Look how many people we have fucking live, man. Let's go! So ABC, what are your thoughts, man? You know, we've been discussing, for instance, Bed Bath & Beyond's bankruptcy for over 10 months. I know that you love the tinfoil as much as I do. I'm sure a lot of people out there love the tinfoil as well. What are your thoughts, man? I mean, with some of the stuff that we've been, you know, discussing the last couple
Oh, this
months
went on for almost 5 hours.
and where we're at
Well, the show itself is probably close to 3.5, but they have a lot of footage at the beginning and end of the party.
today, I
Party.
you know, if you ask me, I think this is coming to a conclusion soon. And to be honest with you, with Carter pointed out something very important, in my opinion, with Berkshire Hathaway. And, you know, Berkshire Hathaway started with a bunch of fucking Knowles. So what are your thoughts, man?
My thoughts are you don't have any Knowles.
Has your opinion changed on the play at all, or what's your opinion? Let's, you know, let's tell these good people who got out here tonight.
Well, where do I start? I mean, I'm blessed. Hello, everyone. Thank you. I love the tinfoil too, for sure. It's been a wild ride, buddy. I remember messaging you on January 6th. We had never met. I had never talked to you on Reddit before. And I remember my 15-year-old boy, 16-year-old boy walking by me that night. And I said, son, what's that stock, BBBY? And he turned around and said, Dad, that's a meme stock. And I said, what the fuck is a meme stock? And from that point in, I hopped on Reddit and I read, I got to tell you, I don't know how many of the OGs are out there, but thank you. I have learned so much. And from that day forward, I think I messaged you. I started giving you a little bit of karma.
You started messaging me because I posted the picture of the Buck Bunny and the
Yeah.
Bye Bye Baby shit.
And from that day on, PP and I kind of hit it off. And it was 18 hours a day from then on, man. Just reading dockets, messaging you. We started on the PP show. I think you started, what, the first
You
week
know,
of January?
Sloppy went to this. They would have had to like hold up a tablet with gifs the whole time.
January. I think it was about the second or third week I hopped in. Thank you for the invite.
I just want to see the part where he says his tits are jacked.
And it's been a wild ride since, man.
Right on. What do you think
Right
about
on.
everything that's going on, man? You know, I mean, look, 6th Street, I've never seen in history ever 6th Street take over a $500 million loss, man.
You don't think any large bank or hedge fund loses money sometimes? That's why they're a hedge fund, is because they hedge their bets. Sometimes they lose, sometimes they win. The point is to just make sure that the wins outpace the losses. And the better you can do that, the better you are. That doesn't mean you never lose on any play, ever. No one bats 1,000. H. Baird says, when did people do their big buy-ins? If they owned the stock for more than a year when it was canceled, I think they can write off some of that on their taxes. However, I think if they held less than a year, they're SOL. Many of them did get tax forms for realized losses, and they don't know what to do with them because they don't agree with the reality that they have realized losses. So they're very confused. It's unfortunate. Some of them, hopefully, it kind of seems like some of them are going to maybe do some light tax fraud, so I hope they don't, but their confusion is not going to serve them well come April, would be my guess.
You know, it just makes no sense. What are your thoughts, man? Because what I see is that JPM, they gave him the middle finger, told him to fuck off, and they're gone now. 6th Street pretty much owns the whole fucking company. How do you think it plays out from here?
Well, when 6th Street, they paid off JPM early, I remember messaging you and say, fuck good, I think we're gold, buddy, because you cannot pay off a preferred creditor in advance, especially a couple of years.
I don't remember the specifics, but there was an answer to this. There was a stipulation that allowed them to pay them off early, given a certain set of circumstances, and those circumstances were met, so that's why.
So right then and there, my tits were jacked.
There it is.
Advance, especially a couple of years. So right then and there, my tits were jacked.
Oh, injected into my marrow.
What's up, baby?
There's the man of the hour.
Hey, so we got a bet too. I'm here to collect my $5,000.
She's over yet, bud.
Well,
Did I miss an announcement or something?
no.
Yeah, the stock's canceled.
No? Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Pulte's like, shit, I can't collect on the $5,000 bet I made unless he admits he was wrong, and I can't do that without losing all these other people.
Travis and I also have a bet.
Jeez. Okay. Moving on. Oh, this guy. This was sad. Oh, no, this guy.
I have two questions. Well, I have one question for Mr. Pulte here before I start my speech.
Yeah, do you remember what it was?
This must be huge.
You put me on the spot. We've done all the homework we can. I'm always stiff, big boy. So I just want to have a toast for the crowd. Just a little message for all you guys. And then I want you to do me a big favor. But you gotta wait. It might be a little cheese. This is my first time doing a Toastmaster without the butter.
Let's hear it.
Good evening, my fellow degens. I would like to give a toast to the most fucking greatest community ever. Fuck yeah. I came in here in November. Like most of you, I was a lurker, perving in the background, listening,
Don't say perving in the background, please.
and didn't want to join. At the time, I was just holding out from sheer confusion, Travis. And by some divine intervention, I discovered an open platform where you can share your information with anybody, whether you're a bull or a shill.
Shills are not allowed. Shills get banned. And everyone who disagrees with the general sentiment is a shill.
Anybody could come in to this open platform and give your opinions. I fucking love that. Congrats, degens. We made it through the most aggressive FUD ever bestowed on a group of regards. It's kept us, it even kept some of us apes divided among ourselves. It was dilution that, bankrupt this, we're going to zero.
Those things happened. It went bankrupt and now it's canceled, so it's zero. It happened.
But every single one of you came and picked up little pieces of the puzzle, whether in DD or in little books, that brought it onto the table and took us a village of smooth brains apes to smash our heads together to form one great wrinkled brain. For alone, we are weak, but together we can change the world. Even Citadel once said, everyone is scared of them, except for us apes.
Who said that? Who are you attributing that to?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, good, Half Sack. I love that game. I really enjoy the... It's like... And it's probably better now that it's had updates and stuff. I remember it being a little, like, mechanically loose. Like, it needed some polish because it was, like, not a AAA studio. It was a smaller studio from Europe. But, like, it's really solid.
I'm not a self-made man. I'm here standing on the shoulders of giants. I am blessed by Mr. Jamali, Mr. PPCs himself, Pulte, Jake, Michael, and wait a minute.
Where's
Fleur?
Fleur?
Thunderous Queefer's looking for him.
Thunder Screeper with a 5.
This is the most embarrassing Reddit meetup ever, and that's saying something.
To the whole community, for it takes a tiny bit of spark and a cow to make systematic change. Now, PP, I came here with one purpose, and you know that purpose. I would like to dedicate this gift to you.
He gives him a dildo. He gives him a big green dildo. Okay, let's get to the part where Kais, definitely of his own free will, and not because Pulte gave him money and told him to do this, in my opinion, he tries to shill Pulte home group stock to people. Let's see the pitch.
Come on, man, and we're gonna be the new Reddit.
Guys, I have an announcement. So, you came from every state. Some of you came from different countries. We have someone came from Taiwan. And we are in a family that I see it's very, very good family. It's a great family. It's the Pulte family. Guys, I said it's the Pulte family.
I wondered why, by the way, Pulte described this event to others on Twitter as, oh, you know, a meetup of Pulte home group investors, which I thought, that's a weird framing of this event, considering it's supposed to be all about the PP show and Bed Bath & Beyond. It's almost like those statements only make sense if he knew this was going to happen because he planned it all along.
And so I have a question for you. How many of you own PHM, Pulte Group stock?
Like, I'm not Columbo, you know? I'm not even Mrs. Columbo. But I'd like to think I can figure this one out. This feels like fraud. This feels like, and I'm not making any legal claims, these are just my opinions, but it feels like Pulte is trying to use Kais here as a puppet to funnel money to other people, to buy stock, to manipulate sentiment on the board of that company, and that feels sus, as the kids would say. Anima72826, thanks for gifting a sub.
HM.
Very good. Thank you.
Yes, all of these shares cost, it's $100 a person they're giving, and there's like 200 people at this party. So it's like $20,000, at least in theory. A short time ago, Kais was running a GoFundMe, or whatever it was, one of those crowdfunding sites, because he spent all his kids' college fund on Bed Bath and lost it all. So he doesn't have money, we know he's broke, so where did he suddenly get $20,000?
Thank you.
All right. So, as for you, probably...
I would imagine it came out of the money, let me be clear, I don't think it came out of Pulte's bank account as much as it necessarily came out of the money people paid to get to the event. 100 of the 500 went into this pile, and Pulte said to do this. But I would say that he is the mastermind of this, in my opinion.
But by now, you know that the CEO of that company, his name is Ryan Marshall. I've been saying he's a very bad CEO. All right, so I was giving Ryan Marshall 2 options.
I like that it's just like $20,000 in a in a bag of like what would be printer paper. This seems legit. This feels very above board.
First one is to resign on his own. If not, then the board of directors, they have to take action and fire him.
Why? He's doing well.
All right.
The same board that unanimously voted to have Bill tender his resignation.
So everybody who
Allegedly.
came here today, you're gonna be shareholders of PHM Pulte Group. All right, so I have
What did the audience expect to happen at this meetup? At least some sort of announcement regarding Bed Bath & Beyond. But nothing happened, other than being shilled this stock.
here forms, and I'm gonna buy from my own money for every single one.
He says it's from his own money. That's obviously a lie. I think that's a lie. Kais does not have $20,000 lying around. So this is either Pulte's money or money that everyone gave to come to the event that Pulte told you guys to put aside for this.
One who came here, 1 share of Pulte Group PHM.
Oh, and by the way, the shares cost more than $100 slightly, so it's not quite enough to buy a whole share.
So nobody leaves this union here until you get your money to buy the share. But there is one condition. You buy the share and you're not supposed to sell it.
Like, legally, how can you do that? I'm not saying that's illegal. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But doesn't it seem odd to be like, I'm giving you $100, all of you separately. All of you need to sign this contract that says I'm giving you this $100 and you will buy this stock, DRS it, and hold it and never sell it. Like, how? How is that a binding contract?
We want you
Like, in what way do they even own it? You're basically intentionally writing a contract for them to sock puppet for you. It's very strange.
to keep the shares, so you're going to be a shareholder for a long time. So I have here an agreement, a contract that I'm going to hand you the money tonight before you leave, but you're going to sign a paper that you're going to DRS that share and hold it for a long term. Okay? Why I'm doing that? Why I'm doing that? Because DRS, DRS, DRS.
Was Pulte the one who also started that with him?
DRS, DRS, because DRS,
Pulte started first. Pulte knew they were going to chant DRS. They had practiced this. Because Pulte starts first. Kais waited.
I'm doing that because DRS.
He almost points to Pulte when he's about to do it. He knew what was going to happen. God damn, maybe I am Columbo. One more thing. I noticed you started chanting DRS before Kais was able to. You know, you're pretty astute, Mr. Pulte, but I don't even know if you can see the future.
Why I'm doing that? Because DRS, DRS, DRS.
Hmm.
Every one of you have a voice, and every one of you can vote. Can vote in a shareholders meeting, but probably you're not going to be there in the shareholders meeting, but I will fight for the Pulte group, for the family, for that company that was founded in 1950 by a great man whose name was William Pulte. That's the grandfather of these two
Yeah, thank you guys. I mean, it's funny, all the haters said that this was going to be a Pulte convention. This is not, okay? I mean, we
He says directly after a direct sales pitch and contractual agreement offered to buy Pulte Home Group stock.
haven't even talked about it once. But thank you. I just want to say thank you to everybody who supported me with this crazy battle that I have with this executive that impersonated me.
He alleges. H-Beard says this is basically a Trump rally without the genocidal hate.
Impersonated
They hate short sellers.
my grandfather. Was Larry on here? You just saw Larry Chang?
All right, let's get Larry Chang on the fucking show.
They move directly to the Larry Chang thing. Kais asks embarrassing questions.
I think on Twitter.
The power of individual investors in community.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. All right, anyone else? Yeah, had you heard of the PP show before tonight or no, Larry?
I have.
Rico, thanks for 8 months.
Okay.
Oh, really?
I think.
What do you think about the PP show, Larry?
I don't honestly. I didn't know much, but I know. I think I saw Bill. You went on it once, right?
What's that? Say that again.
You went on it once.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes,
They're
I
on
did.
it right now.
That's where it
Okay,
came
yeah.
across my radar.
Very good.
I just have a question pertaining to Ryan Cohen. It's
Ask me first.
There's no way Larry Chang knew what he was coming on to be a part of.
That was the thing.
Flower Sheeps, thanks for gifting a sub. I like that all the questions are having to go through Pulte. He's got to screen them.
stuff, you know Ryan Cohen's humor and things like that. In your opinion, and again, you can't speak on behalf of Ryan Cohen.
Come on. I got an answer. Larry, everybody.
During
For you guys didn't hear in the back of the room, Larry's going to give everybody $100.
The gift card.
And Kai's is going to give for people that he wants to give to people that's ultra PG.
Everybody.
Everybody, wow.
Yes, sir.
And then for people that he wants to give to people that's worth the 100 back. And so, if you paid 500 tonight, you're getting at least 100 back. And, Kai's is going to give for people that he wants to
I like that he's already trying to, lessen the impact. Like, yeah, you wasted $500, but a couple hundred is coming back to you in a gift card and a contract that says you need to buy stock in my family's former company.
give to people that's worth another 100.
Everybody.
It's a gift card to a different home goods store that isn't Bed Bath & Beyond, which is so funny.
Everybody.
Everybody, wow.
Yes, sir.
And that's worth $100 right there. So, Larry, I can't thank you enough for coming on. Hopefully, I think we kept it ultra PG. I don't even know if you can keep, cool is that? That looks pretty sweet. Okay. How cool was that? You have a sitting member of GameStop. I don't even think,
Hold the fuck up. What would you like the good people at home to know? Let's hear it.
I just want to say thank you to everyone for supporting the love of my life, and it's so awesome to
They
see
hate hedge funds but like Larry Chang because Larry Chang knows Ryan Cohen.
everybody here, so thank you.
And they love Ryan Cohen. He's their messianic
You heard it
figure.
from Mrs. Peepee. All right, I think Famous Variety wanted to come on the show, so let's give a warm welcome to Famous Variety.
The ice cream truck thing is so funny.
Dude, what the fuck's going on?
What is up?
All right, welcome to the show. So,
Hug, man. I missed
is this the guy with all the cats all the time?
I'm the cat guy.
The cat guy, what's up, baby?
Man. See you.
Dude, you got more animals than a zoo.
Dude, I'm just gonna start the petting zoo like I told you.
Let's go.
Yeah, we'll see.
so you're running security for our show tonight, huh?
Yeah, man. I figured free t-shirt and get to help out the homies. Yeah, bullying people. 100%. And to see all you guys, like, to have journeyed so far with all of you, like, it's a fucking trip. It's cool. It's cool, but man, it's crazy. So, I want to ask Bill a question.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I had asked this on Travis Twitter, but if you were lasagna, what would your ingredients to your
If you were lasagna, what would your ingredients?
be? You, Bill Pulte, the lasagna.
Is that a trick question or something?
No, sir, this is an honest question.
What kind of lasagna are you, Bill? We're dying to know.
I don't know. I feel like I'm getting fucked with.
I would say love, kindness, professionalism. I don't know, man. You're just a good guy.
That's not how you make lasagna.
And
Love, kindness, and generosity. X philanthropy. Anybody follow X philanthropy around here?
yes.
talk about
Self-promotion, self-promotion.
Philanthropy. I mean, what are you going to do when you make all this money? You got to do something with it, right?
It's good, man. What you've started is addictive. It's like it feels good to help people. If you're
It's good for the soul. It's good for the brain.
Yeah,
Problem is, you go kind of nutty if you just focus on yourself, you know?
right. 100%.
You don't
So,
say.
That's the power of X philanthropy.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have had a lot of X philanthropy people here tonight, too. I mean, we've raised millions of dollars for that thing. So
Yeah.
I hope everybody, if you guys are making money, you guys will consider X philanthropy. Again, this isn't an X philanthropy event, but I mean, do it for yourself. Don't
I
do it
missed
for
the
me.
ice cream truck thing. Here's
Responded
the ice
so
cream
quickly
truck.
to you.
I got a question here.
My name's straight.
Ice cream is there fucking ice.
They're obsessed with ice cream. They think ice cream is like one of their tinfoiled symbol things. And they also think that, I think it's like 741 is a number that's important to them. So Pulte hired an ice cream truck to drive up at 741, and they lose their goddamn minds. And it's so funny. You can watch him. He has them wrapped around his finger, and he's so proud of it.
My next question. Hold on a second. Is that a fucking ice cream truck? Hold the fuck up.
What time?
Nancy, are you telling me everybody here is getting fucking ice cream or what?
Yeah, everybody's getting ice cream.
Hey, hey Bill. Bill,
What time is it right
Did
now?
everyone get their ice cream?
I guess we're all having ice cream tonight, fellas.
They're all, woo!
Alright, that's dope.
I've seen the footage of this happening where you actually can hear the audio from someone else's cell phone, and they lose their goddamn minds at the ice cream truck. H. Barrett says, X-philanthropy is a horrible name. It sounds like X-philanthropy, as in they were helping others but weren't anymore. Actually, that's probably an apt description. Yeah, that's, you know, it's almost like X is a terrible name for a social media website.
That's dope. Shills are an absolute fucking shambles, man.
I am in shambles.
Saying that,
Do people
you know,
have ice cream later? Did they actually get the ice cream?
Yeah.
Do you ever think you would
Because I feel like I only see Bill with ice cream later. Did Bill get the only ice cream? Jen Graham, with £5 super chat, says, I've seen small children at the beach less excited by an ice cream truck. No one's suggesting we give them £500.
All right, so I have one last thing for Bill.
Fucking sick, dude. So am I to put Diet Coke in this thing or something?
It's a cup. Jesus. What a shit show. Okay, so here's some weird, interesting things. Let's take a look at this money and some stuff that gets caught throughout the night after the show is done, but the camera's still on. Let's see this money.
So, everybody who came here today, you're going to be shareholders of PHM Pulte Group. All right, so I have here forms, and I'm going to buy from my own money for every single one who came here 1 share of Pulte Group PHM. Sell it. We want you to keep the shares so you're going to be a shareholder for a long time. So I have here an agreement a contract that I'm going to hand you the money tonight before you leave, but you're going to sign a paper that you're going to DRS that chair and hold it for a long term.
So just so you guys, if you guys didn't hear in the back of the room, Larry's going to give everybody $100, which is amazing. That's like, 25 grand, so, if you paid 500 tonight, you're getting at least 100 back. And, Kai's has got a gift for people that he wants to give to people that's worth another 100.
Kai's for sure.
Everybody.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
And that's worth $100 right there. So, this is where you're giving everybody $100.
Yeah, so I'm giving $100 for everyone. I'm going to have you, we have all night to do it. So I'm going to be staying there with Jake, and I'm going to have you one by one, no rush, and then we sign the agreement, and Jake, you're going to explain to everybody what's in the agreement. Thank you.
All right, right on.
I can't believe Jake goes along with this.
Go ahead, Jake.
Okay, folks, so.
Like, he's one of the, out of the people in this, he's one of the smarter ones. He should know that this is sketch, and he should not be involved in this. This is bad. Freyline says, it is so strange not to have the audio from the audience because it's really hard to gauge how into this they are. I know how I think people would, but I'm guessing they're not acting like I would assume. Probably. They all paid $500.
Oh, Kais and I, as he so said, we'll be right here, and we're going to be handing out everyone money to purchase their share. We've here have an agreement that you are going to take this money to purchase your share, directly register your share so that it's owned with computer share in your name, and then you are also going to agree that if Kais were to go to the annual shareholder meeting, that he could share your beliefs and speak on your behalf for how you would like your company.
It's so funny because the implication is that Kais would go to the shareholder meeting and say, I'm speaking for a group of hundreds of retail investors, but collectively those hundreds of retail investors own like 0.0001% of the company. So it doesn't matter if hundreds of you are tied to what Kais is saying, collectively you own a minuscule amount of the stock, so your opinions aren't weighted the same as institutions. Like, Pulte Home Group, I believe, is like 70+% institutionally owned. There's no version of this where you're bullying them into kicking him out. Like, I don't get it. Even if they did, they wouldn't hire Bill Pulte because Bill's incompetent, in my view.
That you are going to be an owner of to be represented. So, please come and see us. We're going to be here, and you are all going to become Pulte Group shareholders. Congratulations.
All right.
Jesus Christ. Alright, let's take a look at what happens with some of this money, shall we? Oopsie. Money going to the goddamn servers. This is what I don't get. Like, it's clearly Pulte's money or money from the thing in general. Jesus Christ. Oh, here's the part where Pee-Pee gets handed a wad of cash out of it. Oh, sorry, that was actually the part where Kais handed his money, air quotes, to Pulte, and Pulte took it to tip some of the photographers. Yep, look at that. It's definitely Kais's money. It's just that Pulte's acting like it's his and walking up and grabbing it without question to tip the photographers that he hired. It's definitely Kais's money, though. There's a part where Pee-Pee gets handed like $500 from it, too. It's super sus. Gives some to the security guard. He's tipping everyone with Kais's money. That's the only explanation, isn't it? Pulte hands money back to Kais. Just ridiculous. Oh, this is the pee-pee part. Do they not know cameras are on at this point, or are they just not, like, thinking? You know what I mean? He signs the thing, which is supposed to give him $100, because that was the deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he counts. There you go. He handed him multiple bills, even though it was supposed to be for 100. Don't film yourself doing this, idiots. H-Baird says, you've got it wrong. These people show an ability to travel and an oversized opinion of themselves. Maybe the plan is to have them annoy others at the official Pulte group shareholder meetings until they capitulate. That would be very dumb.
So,
I don't think they're 20s, no.
everybody who came...
Do you think it looked like 20s? Okay, if you say so. Because to me, those don't look like 20s. And everyone else is getting handed one. Like, he got handed one bill. So unless they have multiple denominations, but I don't know why you'd pull out some as 20s and some as hundreds when you're planning on giving everyone $100. So, there's that. So people got mad at Pulte and were like, this was a waste of our time, etc. So here was Pulte's response.
3 weeks.
He's not thrilled about it.
Here I was with my team working for last 3 weeks. You know, probably going to put $40,000 of my own cash into this thing, right? Busting my ass. And somehow people find a problem or
maybe do a better party. If you actually spent $40,000 on that party, holy shit, what did you spend the money on?
Or a way to complain about free t-shirts that I was able to get sponsored for the event.
The t-shirts say, like, Pulte group, Pulte home group stuff, which, of course, they were all there for Bed Bath. They don't give a shit about Pulte. At least not until he implied he was involved in all this stuff.
I mean, you just can't even make this shit up. It's kind of like when I started Twitter Philanthropy and I would send money to people and they would complain about paying the taxes on the fucking money that I was giving them. I mean, it was just, some things with the human mind, you just can't make this stuff up. And again, it's only like, you know, less than 1% of the people, but.
Pulte, you had them pay $500 for this. You didn't even have an open bar. Like, if someone had a party or event and it was a $500 cover charge and there isn't an open bar, are you out of your goddamn mind? You gave them all a Coors Light and a bottle of water and told them to stand there and watch the live pee-pee show for 3 hours. That's not a party. That's a live show.
You know, the less than 1% of these, you know, toxic people, they tend to make a lot of the noise. So anyway, I appreciate whoever said that. That basically the message to them is don't be a bitch.
Don't be a bitch. That's an interesting reaction to people claiming you scammed them out of $500.
It's insulting and incredible that people would do that. But there's so many people that are just only self-interested, or they don't want to take responsibility for their own problems and aren't able to recognize a blessing when it comes.
It's a blessing that Pulte got you to spend $500 to come hang out in an airplane hangar in December. Okay? Be grateful for the opportunity to breathe the same air as this man.
And that's just so unfortunate. But
yeah, it's just greed and greed and lack of accountability. You know, it's just no, you know, it's just it's why there's winners and losers, though. You know, losers complain about others, and that's, you know, that's what they want to do. So let them complain. Let them complain. But
losers complain about others. You spend all your time on the pee-pee show complaining about Ryan Marshall.
Last night was a huge win. I mean, I can't even tell you the different people that I heard from across the internet. I'm talking like some of the world's biggest influencers saying that was one for the record books.
I need to know so badly who he is claiming he was talking to that he considers the world's biggest influencers.
I mean, anywhere from the airplane hangar to the helicopter to engaging the audience to having people come up on stage. It just was next level.
Was it?
Thank you. Hey, Bill. Another question. I know a lot of us that couldn't make it to the event last night are eagerly wondering any plans for meetup number 2?
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing one in May in Atlanta.
I want that to happen. Please. Pulte Party 2, Electric Boogaloo.
And it's going to be, I mean, who knows? Maybe the ticket price will be $0. Maybe it'll be more than that.
Imagine that you had paid $500 and then you hear the next one will probably be free.
We'll figure it out, but I hope PP does it with me. He said he would. But either way, we're going to do it, and it's going to be huge, and we're probably going to have a lot of other people.
Drive to it? I am not driving through the American South to go to a party full of people who all hate me.
You know, Larry Chang came on last night as a favor. But I think next time, given that it's going to be that many months out, I think we're going to get some pretty ridiculous guests. So
I want to see so bad who he gets.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, maybe Ryan will come. I don't know.
You don't know Ryan. Stop acting like you know him.
He's got this lawsuit right now, which is, I don't know this for sure, but I would imagine is probably holding him back from coming on last night. But I think Larry coming on last night was totally transformative for this movement. I mean, I don't know if you guys heard, but some of his comments was just like, wow. I mean, I haven't even processed it. I was like meditating today for like a couple hours, like literally a couple hours. Like I had to just shut off my phone and just focus.
Must be nice to be rich enough to have the time and energy to do that.
And
not worry about bills and stuff.
Just like processing all of it, because it's next level. I mean, we talked about the production value and stuff like that, but I'm talking more like just like, I mean, think about it. My whole audience is mostly like X philanthropy, Twitter philanthropy stuff. And it's like you're getting people,
AKA people who beg you for money. Like literally most of his followers are people who just want in on his Cash App bullshit.
People literally who've never been in the stock market before.
Hydrate.
To take on the power. And then we're combining with the PP show. And it's just like, it truly is power to the people. And so when somebody like Larry Chang says like that this retail effort, this retail movement is going to be stronger than Goldman Sachs. I mean, that's just, I can't overstate how powerful I think that comment is. I'm no longer going to be ashamed after last night. I got pretty pissed, to be honest.
Last night was you with shame?
With you, I got pretty pissed with some of the people in the community who said that I talked about Pulte Homes last night. I didn't even talk about Pulte Homes. I mean,
yes, you did.
I mean, I barely even uttered one breath. So at this point, I'm like,
you literally had Kais give everyone money to buy Pulte Home Group stock. We know that.
Fuck it. Fuck them.
In my opinion.
I'm going to talk about it all the fucking time. It's my family's name. It's me. It's a great American success story. It's a great company.
It's not your American success story. It's your grandfather's.
It's a 20.
Oh, I forgot to show the clip where Pulte's grandfather shit talked his grandkids.
$1 billion legitimate company. This is
Henry91, thanks for 5 months.
This is me, and I'm not going to change, and I'm not going to change just because somebody has a temper tantrum or whatever. I mean, I was all about last night, GameStop, Bed Bath & Beyond, Ryan Cohen, and it just totally pissed me off. I mean, I'm writing these checks to do this stuff, and then I have to hear that stuff. I'm not going to put up with it anymore. And if people don't like it, they can
he's 35.
Unfollow me.
I think you should talk about it more.
Thank you. Me too. That's where I'm at.
Yes. Talk about it more. That'll make you look legitimate. Continue. So anyway, this is already bearing fruit for him. Surprise! One of the PP people went to Pulte Home Group and dropped off a creepy, weird letter to try and get Ryan Marshall to leave the company. So yeah, you know, the harassment has begun.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Here's what the letter says. It says, to Mr. Ryan Marshall on December 18th, 2023, People change in 4 different seasons: when they hurt enough that they have to, when they see enough that they are inspired to, when they learn enough that they want to, and when they receive enough that they are able to. I've encountered each of the 4 seasons as a part proprietor of Pulte home groups. I want change. They own 1 share, probably. Even if they own multiple, this is still very funny. I want change. First, will Bill First, will Bill Pulte on the board of directors? First will Bill Pulte on the board of directors. Was that supposed to be put, or am I misreading this? Anyway, I believe he has a lot to offer and to add to our company. I accept you will pursue the best choice. There are a lot more like me. This is just the beginning. Sincerely, retail investor.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Okay, so I'm waiting for the boat people to come through. It's been about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. I'm here in the lobby with security here. As you see them, I've been here for a long time. I just want to document this. Okay. All right, so I'm here at the Pulte Homes. I have, I'm sorry, what's your name? What's your name?
I don't need to share my.
Okay. I'm here with the Pulte representative. This is my letter. I have sent to Ryan Marshall. Here's the letter I have. Please thank you.
Get it to him.
Thank you so much.
At a certain point, they gotta do some sort of cease and desist against Bill Pulte, right? Like, he is actively, basically doing stochastic harassment. Oh, no. Here is a Spaces call from after the event where someone who thought it was embarrassing talks about why.
Only your concerns about the show. I'm probably with you. I might have missed some of your.
I don't think Bill will get arrested or anything. I think he will receive some strongly worded letters from some attorneys.
Details.
We'll see what happens from there.
Hulk and anyone else who thinks that anyone who's got some strong feelings about the show, please resist the urge to make it black and white. Please resist the urge to think someone who has like strong negative feelings about the show is automatically a shill. It won't do us any favors to do that. It's not going to help. Also, let's please try to be honest with ourselves. I know several people here, Hulk, you buddy included, who did have butterflies in our stomach about what might happen at the show. We're like, oh my God, is this it? I mean, come on, the 741 ice cream truck, some things about the helicopter. We were talking, and I don't know if you remember, but my whole motto for days before and even standing there in the crowd.
The ice cream truck, I saw some posts too where they're like, what about the ice cream truck? Bill Pulte paid for the ice cream truck. It didn't show up randomly. He paid for it to be there at 7:41. It's not a coincidence. He knows you're obsessed with the ice cream thing. He's fucking with you.
Crowd is no expectations, no expectations, no expectations. I kept saying it. You know,
this is what Twitter Spaces looks like. This is a Twitter Spaces call.
You know what? Still had expectations. But I'll also say, like, and I've got some words that could be taken critically about the show, but I want to be very kind and even-handed about them. The show felt inorganic. That had to do with like expectations management and also.
How many Ryan Cohen profile pictures are there here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's 1. 5, 6. We have 6 Ryan Cohen profile pictures.
Where sort of like it felt like a sales pitch for Pulte and things like that. And I just wanted to offer a perspective leading into the event and a moment of the event. And it also piggies on what I said before. The expectations management was difficult. I don't know what anyone else expected, but it started off being talked about, right, as the PP meetup. And it was the PP meetup. Oh, and by the way, they're going to live stream it. Okay, cool. So I think even walking into the event, not knowing what was going to happen, most of us were like, how is he going to stream from an airplane hangar when there's like 500 people in here chatting it up? I think, I'm making assumptions here. I think most people were surprised. I was surprised that it turned out the event was just one long stage pee-pee show.
Yeah, he did call it a party and a hangout, and they didn't. At one point, Pulte, I didn't show this clip, we watched it live, but I didn't show it in the review we did earlier. He basically yelled at people and told them to shut up, because he was talking, and it's like, you said this was a party! How is it a party if we're all just standing here for 3 hours listening to you talk? That's a presentation, not a party.
Stage, everyone staring forward, something happening over there, and then the rest of us just not on stage, because most of us were like, how are they going to stream from this? It's going to be so loud. So it started off as the PP meetup and turns out to be the PP show, but also with Bill's involvement, and I'm grateful for Bill, and I know he put a lot on the line, and I know he put a lot of investment, a lot of time, and a lot of energy into it. So not nefarious, or at least not assuming anything nefarious. However, it did more and more become a Pulte thing. And I don't know if the T-shirt made it back with me. If someone had...
Oh, someone broke down the actual amount of time that everything was covered in the thing. I believe the second highest was Pulte Group. Pulte Group was talked about more than Bed Bath & Beyond in terms of actual amount of time. So just to be clear, literally, mathematically, Pulte Home Group was the thing that got talked about, like, more than Bed Bath.
As the T-shirt that they gave out, I'd love if they took a picture of it and threw it up in the nest or the bubble. It went from the PP meetup to like the Pulte and PP show meetup, sponsored by PHM. Like it evolved, and it evolved in a way that I'm not sure most of us noticed. It might not have even.
Salvatore's doing thumbs down. Salvatore's such a salty little, you know, we're good.
Even been necessarily intentional.
Salvatore in particular annoys me. He reminds me of that one flat earther who's like, there's no downward bias! Like, he doesn't even attempt to engage. He just will insult you when you disagree with him. And it's quite frustrating.
Involved. And at some point, what it turned into, our expectations weren't kept up with that. So I wouldn't be surprised if people walked in and goes, this is not what I was expecting. And why is PHM so prominent? I thought we were going to a PP meetup. So again, and it was that thing about not feeling organic about it. And it wasn't because it was planned, and that's difficult to do. And some of the stuff during the show, especially with PHM and why it felt different than the pump was primed for it, and that it became actually a very big thing, not just an oh by the way. Like Kais, who I don't know if he's ever spoken on stage before. It's really difficult and it's very easy to get flustered and nervous. But in his sort of like pump talk at the beginning, there were some lines that sort of stuck out to me. And it was like, it almost feels like neuro-linguistic programming. Like he said, like, Pulte, 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 PHM, PHM, PHM. And it wasn't even a sentence. He just sort of like said it.
Yeah, he's doing buzzwords. That's a Kais thing. It's not some sort of programming. He just is a very strange guy, but knows that there are bullet points that he's supposed to hit because Pulte told him, in my opinion, and he's trying to remember.
And again, I'm not assuming anything bad. Being on stage speaking is an extremely stressful experience. So he might have just sort of like gotten stuck for a second and just said some stuff to like hype the crowd up. But like, so it stuck out to me at the beginning. And then come the end, they're like, and by the way, everyone here is going to get a free share of PHM.
Yeah, I don't know.
All you need to do is sign away your voting rights to Kais. And like, I'm a movement guy. I'm an activist guy. I'm used to messaging. And I'm also a marketing and sales guy. So like some of that stuff stuck out to me. It's like, okay, there was an agenda there. And again, not assuming nefarious, but just something they were hoping to accomplish that they took steps to accomplish. And it led me personally to kindly decline the offer because I just wasn't sure. I didn't know enough. You know what I mean? It just felt weird.
Smart.
And I just want to make sure that we're understanding that when expectations that are difficult to manage in the first place lead into things that don't meet them, it opens questions. And then those questions can feel both difficult on all sides to even address. So having calm conversations about them are difficult to have. And I hope we keep space for it. And I'll underline again, I don't assume anything nefarious. However, it wouldn't surprise me if some people feel that it was. And I hope we're able to talk about it. Go ahead, Mark.
So in my opinion, we all have, hindsight's 2020. I've heard Hulkster mention that he threw a little bit more than he probably should have now that this has taken longer. And the first event is always a nightmare.
Then why? You should have said that then. Why did you charge $500 a ticket if you... What? What kind of justification is this? This is like straight up Firefest justification.
Let them adjust it. Let them, the seating type stuff.
There was no seating. It was standing room only.
I always take a chair with me wherever I go, so I don't complain. But
oh, thanks, Justin.
I think if we could go back and look that right before Bill and PP announced this, that was right around the time that we, and when I say we, I mean us as poring over all of those documents, we started throwing dates that this thing is done, that there is no way that they can go beyond this date because this is what we see in the docket, or this is, it's based on
goalpost shifting.
An accountant on the PP show saying, well, they got to do this, and we believe that stuff. And so I would bet that if Bill could go back, he would distance the announcement of that meetup from the same time period that we are throwing dates out, and we are saying, well,
it's amazing to me that it seems like they still think Bill has any of their interests at heart.
Well, it's going to happen by this time, and then that meetup coincides with that. Like, we put that on ourselves. And does Bill take advantage of that? Sure, maybe. Everybody that was not there, we're all watching that. We're waiting for that one because we're assuming there's going to be some, maybe not an announcement, but at least something to add credence to where we're going. And the only reason that I bought Bed Bath & Beyond when Mr. Cohen first got in is because
Mr. Cohen
got in. Because I'm just following him. And I only put in what I can afford to lose, whether it's setting up some dumb account on T0 or whatever. I'm not YOLOing anything because I have no idea how long it's going to take, what's going to happen. But I don't think that the tweet on the 69th, I don't think that can be overlooked.
It's a tweet. He liked it. Pulte asked for him to like his tweet. And it was a 69 joke. That's it.
I don't think Larry Chang can be overlooked. And the small little things that, who cares about who's trying to market what? I feel like there's a lot of people in the community that feel like PP's success is based on our individual viewership. We're the ones that made PP recognized for his show. And so when people feel left out, like they're not...
You don't understand the worship of Cohen. You gotta understand that when they talk about Cohen, it's a different character than the real life Cohen. Like, there was a real flesh and blood person named Ryan Cohen. But when they talk about Ryan Cohen, they aren't talking about the real guy as much as they're talking about their image of him in their heads. They have placed him as a messianic figure at the center of their mythology. So they're always going to assume the best of him because he's less of a real person and a person that is a stand-in for a set of ideas and beliefs and sort of an emergency deus ex machina that'll always swoop in to save them. Like, it doesn't make sense based on who RC really is in real life, but it makes sense from a psychological and mythological necessity point of view. It makes sense in the narrative that they have built, the character that they have built out of him.
Part of that, then it starts hurting their feelings. They feel like, well, I don't matter. My opinion doesn't matter. So I think it's good that people get to express it. But I mean, all this hype, we're just doing it to ourselves. So, like, enjoy the experience, I guess, but But the original thing of don't put in what you can't afford to lose. Like I hear so many people breaking that cardinal rule, and their emotions get tied too much into it, their finances get tied too much into it, and like this play is already over at this point. We can't buy anymore, you can't spend anymore. So if you're already tight, just sit back and wait. Don't be YOLOing into the next play.
It's a little late. It's a little late to say that to people.
Could possibly be going. Not only that,
it's good to see you tonight. How the fuck you doing?
I'm all right. I'm a little
Good.
under the weather, but I'm toughing through it. I missed last night. I'm going to be here for it and do the best I can. So
Yeah, I've been I've been hearing a lot of people from the event have been saying I'm sick. It's all that goddamn drinking, man. You know,
Did they spread COVID to each other in Florida?
People drinking like pee-pee out there, man. You gotta
pee-pee. They're ill, you idiot.
You gotta be well versed to drink like that and not get sick, fellas.
Like it's days and days later. This was yesterday's show. It's been like a week since the thing in Florida. They're sick.
You know,
it might not be COVID, but it's an illness.
But I'm glad to see you back, or I'm glad to see you here tonight, regardless. However long you want to stick in. But awesome, man. It's good to see you. So I'm gonna quietly just pull in Sloppy in here as well. So chat, welcome Sloppy. All right, good to see you, man. All right, so yeah, we got some stuff to get into real quick. So I think tonight, Travis, you wanted to cover some stuff pertaining to Form 15, which I think we should.
They're just going
spend
over dockets again. And nothing
pull
to
up this next piece of.
Do they do the emails from the guy? Because that's about the only thing I care about is if they cover those emails. Because the plan administrator sent them emails that are like, "Hey, it's over. Get over it."
Demand answers from the plan. All right. Things like this popping up because nothing else makes.
And I know PP was saying he wanted to get the plan administrator on the show.
There's a reason why even in RC's pump and dump.
It's just dope.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so happy for you, man, and I hope this continues to grow for you. And
right. Let's go ahead and bring in Mike Hands into the show, man. We've been having him wait backstage for too long. So chat, please give a warm welcome to Mike Hands. Where were you, man?
I wanted to go so bad.
Fuck.
But I had a family emergency right before.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Thank you. It was, BP, and I'll tell you this right now. Making that choice, oh my God, that was probably one of the hardest choices I've had to make.
Yeah.
Because I was so excited. I had a full path. All I had to do was hop on that plane.
Yeah.
But, Dad's all I got left. So
right on, man.
I had to stay
No,
back.
of
So
course.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of teared up making that choice. But
that's all right. There'll be plenty of more time.
Bankruptcy with the dockets. Seeing all that after the show,
we're not watching much of the PP show today, by the way. We're gonna move on to GME stuff soon.
And it was from Alien here, and he says, "Can't make this shit up." Like man, there they are, right there. There's your meltdowners.
He's like, "I'll come on," but
damn. Hopefully they'll cover the plan administrator email soon, because that stuff is pretty straightforward, and I don't know how they're going to deflect that other than just say he's lying. All right, let's move on to some other stuff. Oh, how's the Ape Father AMC guy doing? Not good. Not good.
What is so wrong, right, with saying Merry Christmas? Do you know?
Is he doing Bill Maher material from like 2012?
You know how many people get insulted by that?
Very few. Next to no one. Far fewer than get insulted by saying Happy Holidays, apparently, in my experience.
Okay, first of all, what is there to be insulted about, right? What is there to be insulted about? Even if you're Jewish, I always say Happy Hanukkah to all my Jewish brothers and my Jewish sisters. But if I said Merry Christmas to someone, and for whatever reason,
you're making up a hypothetical person.
They didn't celebrate Christmas. It's like they have this thing.
People celebrate New Year's too, dipshit. There are 2 holidays at the end of December at minimum. So even if you're not talking about Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Ramadan or some other December-based holiday, New Year's. So happy holidays applies to you as well, because you are going to have Christmas and then New Year's. Oh my God.
Now where it's like you have to say happy holidays.
You don't
That's
have to do anything. People just do that generally, because it's like a more broad thing that applies to more people. It's fine.
like the politically correct thing.
Oh my God. Get back to your meme stocks. Jesus Christ.
Believe me, I'm just as angry as all of you are regarding AMC. What do you
I don't even know what AMC is at right now. Let me look over on my other screen what it's at.
think? I'm not angry. You don't think I friggin' went like completely nuts so many times that I'm down over 200K? Oh, you have no idea how.
You're down over $200,000? Yikes on bikes. Oh yeah, they're down. They're real down. Holy shit. Oof. Yeah, they're at $6. At their height, they were at $230. And they are down to 6 currently. Oh boy. Just in the last year, they've lost 85%. Oof.
How much?
Meek says, I feel like the war on Christmas stuff is so passé. Even my right-wing coworkers say happy holidays over Christmas, right?
I'm down. But you know what? The difference between me and you is I'm not pointing fingers at people like this. I'm not blaming you.
Right, they're blaming you because your whole channel is based off shilling this to people. So, like, you're not pointing fingers because you were the one doing the shilling. You are the shill. You have shilled, and people lost money based off your quote-unquote not financial advice.
Or the way you're blaming me or someone else. I don't do that. Okay, I take full responsibility for my decisions. And the thing is, I analyzed what happened. What happened was this stock market, it's my opinion, okay, you have your opinion, it's corrupt.
There's no way I made a bad decision. It must be corruption.
It's rigged. Adam Aaron never hired Share Intel. I know I say this all the time. He never hired Wes Christian. Wes Christian wrote him a letter stipulating he felt there was tremendous phantom shares in AMC. It was never proven. Okay. And
yeah, because there wasn't. Nenaline says, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Hannah. Legit, I have yet to meet these mythical leftists that get angry at Merry Christmas. Most people say both, right?
and Gary Gensler obviously is not doing his job. When retail lost $350 billion in 2022, Citadel made $16 billion. Gary Gensler slaps.
Have you considered that they're better at this than you? Like, in a market like this, if you have more capital to allocate, you're gonna win out, because you can place more bets. And you know a lot. Like, they are a hedge fund whose entire job is hiring people to keep an eye on markets, its movements, its future projections, and what would be good bets to place. And they can place a lot of different bets, because they diversify, so they make money. You lose because you're obsessed with AMC.
Citadel with a $7 million fine. It's like a slap in the wrist. It's a joke. It's nothing. So that's why I'm focusing on a new doorway, a new direction. You understand? Like, I could keep complaining like all these other
Is he still trying to solicit donations for a casino? Because he was doing that for a little while, and it was very funny.
YouTubers are that the stock market, it's rigged, it sucks. But yet we're going to keep investing in it. It doesn't make any sense. It's dumb. It's like, you know, the movie Dumb Money, okay? Sometimes we earn that name. I hate to say it. Sometimes we got to be smart money. We got to wake the F up. That's why I'm focusing on beachfront real estate, Long Beach Island, and eventually ocean to the desert, baby, Las Vegas, casinos, gigantic, huge.
Where are you going to buy beachfront property? And where do you have the capital to buy beachfront property? You just said you lost $200,000.
Huge revenues, okay? And I like to talk about it in my live streams. You're all welcome. It's called the 3 V's, V to Victory Vegas Project, okay? Let's talk about it in the live streams. Stop being angry, okay? Angry is not going to solve anything, okay? Stop being dumb. Get smart. Okay, dumb is, you know what they say, you make a mistake once, it's not your fault. But if you keep making the same mistakes over and over
Isn't
again,
this the same guy that frequently buys $300 steak dinners? Oh yeah, same guy.
at some point you got to question your IQ. No offense. Listen, it's okay. I make mistakes. I made a gigantic mistake. I'm not sitting here criticizing you. I'm criticizing myself. I made a huge mistake at AMC, but now I smartened up. Okay, and I'm looking for a new doorway. Real estate, baby. Beachfront real estate. Rent it out for the summers. Make huge, gigantic money from rent. Eventually, that turns from ocean into desert into a casino, a Las Vegas casino. That's where the big cheddar is. That's the dream. Video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. I am the world's greatest effing entertainer that has ever lived on planet Earth. The one, the only Ape Father in the house, baby. Wow!
He is one of the most annoying people on the internet, and that means a lot, because I'm on the internet. Like, fuck. Oh, he's live. He's live right now, huh? That's interesting.
Was return a phone call. Nikki, we talked about this. The possibility of you taking a loss. You know, I think I want my money back. What are you going to do, Nikki? Strong on me? You know, in all fairness, Mr. Banker, I don't think you understand exactly what it is that I do. And I think, you know, I should explain it to you.
Only six people are watching a stream right now, including me.
Monday morning, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to make myself a little sausage. Like Lou loves that effing sausage. Make a little breakfast, little freaking eggs, little toast, little coffee. And I'm going to come over to the bank. Now, if you don't have my money for me, I'm going to crack your effing head open in front of everybody in the bank. And hopefully the time I'm coming out of jail, you'll be coming out of your coma.
Oh, he's quoting
and guess what,
Casino? Okay. Good. Oh, he's pro-Trump too. He's like upset. I think about the Colorado thing.
So I heard today that Donald Trump was barred from being on the Colorado ballot. I'm very angry about this. I'm disgusted. I want to actually make this a short video because I actually attempted making this video a few times and I wound up getting very angry. Listen, this is the way it should be.
A
This
Trump
is the way it
supporter
was meant to be.
angry? That never happens. It's so out of character.
This is the way our founding fathers wanted it to be. We, the people, choose our leaders, not the elite, okay, the unelected elite that use their power for their...
Well, write him in then. I'm not sure how the Supreme Court's going to deal with it anyway. We'll see. God damn, he's so expensive and so much. Oh no. Oh, hate.
I was just at a GameStop, you know, getting the kids some Christmas gifts. And I always find it to be like amazing how none of the GameStop employees know about the stock. You know,
Why would they? That's not their job, even a little bit.
GameStop. Same thing with AMC, by the way.
You go into AMC theaters and you ask the employees if they know about the stock? What's wrong with you?
Same thing when
That's bizarre, weird behavior. Don't do that.
I go to AMC theaters. None of them know about what's going on with the stock, but
They don't have to. They're employees.
you would at
Their
least
job is to do their job and get compensated. That's it.
think at GameStop. I'm talking to them about, like, you know, you don't remember what happened in January 2021, dumb money, all this stuff. And they're like, no.
Did I know Vivek promised to drop out in Colorado as a sign of unity with Trump? That's pathetic. Like, I already hate that guy, but he so wants to be a sycophant. Ugh.
They're like, we just stay here all day, you know, play games, and that's all I know. It just, I don't know, it just amazes me how a stock like GameStop had that tremendous run. I mean, it made history that day. It went to almost 500. Some people say it's going to do a lot better this time.
That's going to be like amateur night at the Apollo the first time. But the GameStop employees, as well as the AMC employees, they don't know nothing about the stocks. What are you going to do, right? Ryan Cohen, you should maybe throw them a little incentive, you know, get them interested.
Incentive? Ryan Cohen just cut their benefits in hours. He's not here to incentivize them. He doesn't care for the carrot. He is the stick.
I would say Adam Aaron, but he won't eat all Adam Aaron.
He's not called Vivek the Liar for nothing. I've literally never heard anyone call him that.
Aaron's going to give us his popcorn, that mama.
I haven't read much about him, though.
Mama Luke.
I haven't listened to, like, the Republican debates. It's such a waste of time.
Piece of garbage.
Obviously, they're going to nominate Trump. Avant Gardner says, I worked at the theater from age 15 to 17. I couldn't have given two shits about anything, let alone stocks, if some random asked me shit. Right?
This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. Videos for entertainment purposes only.
Morrowind reference? To, Maik.
People ask me a lot in the comment sections.
Maik is in every game since, Morrowind.
Why do you...
He's in Oblivion and Skyrim as well. And I think in Elder Scrolls Online.
You upload so many videos. It's all part of a strategy.
Am I a Satanist witch? No, I'm not. I don't know if you know this, magic isn't real. I'm glad I could solve that for you. Witches aren't real, magic isn't real. You don't have to worry.
Okay, it's all part of a strategy. You know, you look at that guy, Royal Von Depar. He's not really a gigantic YouTuber, but what he did, which is very impressive, is he has the Guinness Book of World Records for the most videos uploaded. So just because of that, you understand? He gets a lot of sizzle. People know about him. People talk about him. That's what I'm looking for. I want people to know about me. I want
Is YouTube chat acting up? There's an anime profile picture with a MAGA hat. So, yes. Avant Gardner says, I only follow because I thought you were a witch. Then to you, I'm a witch.
want people
Whatever gets you to follow.
to talk about me. At the end of the day, I don't care how they know about me. I don't care how they talk about me. As long as they know about me and as long as they talk about me. And a good way to do that is to upload a tremendous amount of videos. I almost have...
Embarrassing. How's the face paint guy doing?
Like, this is this video is the summary that all you needed right here. It said on here $14.89 was the price. I don't even know what the price is right now. I don't even look. I just hold, just like you should be doing. 14, let's just say $10 times 4 pre-split. That's $40. Before GameStop started to run the January sneeze, it was down to like 12 bucks. You know what I mean? So 12 divided by 4 is $3. So if you're tracking with me, that means that since we've had a stock split, it means every one share you have pre them doing that, now you have 4 extra, which means the price has also been split in 4. So when you look at the price, like, man, it's low and everything, you know, everything's low.
He does like to shout. He does like to shout.
The entire economy! Inflation's high! Like, everything is gone
The market's up right now, for the record.
down. Everything is not doing... Bitcoin is dumping right now. Like,
Okay, Bitcoin isn't a real investment. Bitcoin is also a scam. You're not diversifying by being involved in many different scams. That's not diversification. Jesus Christ.
like it's across
Maybe it's just the basket of scam economy things that are struggling.
the board. And there's a lot more room to go down in, which to me is flashing red sale signs for the future. The things that are concerning to me about GameStop, if I'm honest with you, and I always am, I've been that way from the beginning.
GME is actually pumping quite hard right now, by the way. I don't know if you heard. Oh, it's down a little bit today. That's good. It's deflating. It got a big bump after they announced that Ryan Cohen is going to get to take GameStop money and invest it how he wants. So the GME people bought a bunch in, pumped the stock up to like $18 again briefly, and now it's down to $16.93, normalizing a bit, but it's still incredibly overpriced, in my opinion.
Is how King Griffin himself says they set the price. And when they set the price, we've known that for a long time. The price doesn't matter. And when you look...
Does he not know how price discovery works?
Look at GameStop stuff, it's like...
Like, does he think that Citadel sets the price of stocks?
It's the same thing across any security in the entire exchange now. And there's people that want to talk only about stocks. There's people that's all they do all day, every day. There's day trading people. There's people who, honestly, there's option traders out. A lot of YouTube stock people are option trading people. And there is money to be made in that, but it is a casino also. And even that is to me, options I've always said is a casino within a casino. So this whole GameStop thing has done exactly what I was thinking it would. However, it's also, I think for millions of people, has sucked out the credibility of it in any way, shape, or form. So when you start to look at, well, what do I do with my money to grow it over time? I don't feel as comfortable putting it into a stock market that is literally rigged from the beginning.
Your whole show is about buying stock.
For what you think the stock, when you get into investing, it's pretty simple. It's like,
hey, find a company you like and invest some money into it. And if, a company's doing well, you're doing.
I mean, you're better off getting into like mutual funds or something, probably.
Better. And then you get a dividend and then you can.
This is why people invest in like mutual funds and stuff instead of, again, day trading. Don't day trade.
Live off the dividends forever.
And it's like, but the truth is, these a-holes can rip all the money out of that at any given point. Will they do that to your stock or not?
Again, there's corruption in the stock market, but not the way he is describing. This is a bunch of tinfoil about naked short selling that isn't real.
They do it to the big boys like Netflix or Facebook, anybody at they can do it pretty much at will. The market is propped up on a throne of lies and a back of cum from Kenneth Griffin, who gets bent over all the time.
Casual homophobia.
Because of that, I feel like the entire thing is so rigged, it's hard to even feel confident in it. Now, that being said, I feel like GameStop is the one that they have their eye on probably the most. And I'm sure there's other ones too. But I think they probably feel like they have the reins on it now. As far like if it was going to fly off the tracks, just on price action alone.
This just makes me think of the scene from This Is Financial Advice where Dan Olson says they're shadowboxing the random movement of the market and they're losing.
That would have flown off the tracks a long time ago. It happened a couple times and they quickly, like it was up to, again, after the sneeze, up to $370, and then they went straight
the squeeze. Not even really a squeeze. Pump. You can call it a pump. It was a pump.
Down to 190 in like 2 minutes. Crazy. So they have pulled the emergency button or pushed the emergency button a couple other times. But we're in a stage where it's like, I feel like they've gotten they've at least figured out a way to continue to extend their runway because everything they do is fake. So there has to be an end game in this. And
why do they think anyone other than GameStop considers, or rather other than them considers GameStop special? Because they believe that it is being suppressed by hedge funds as the main battleground of naked short sellers doing crime versus bold retail investors taking back the market. It's a mythology that they've constructed where there's good and evil and they're on the good side.
And the end game is the super long.
The same with like QAnon people who imagine this like deep state cabal that's this group of people for them to fight against. It's a shadow puppet for them to box at. It's something for them to fight so they can feel like they're doing something. H-Beard says, pump squeeze. Who knew investing was so kinky? The stock market is the ultimate fin, Tom.
Game. The super long game of wait, hold, buy more, bet on the company doing well, bet on the fact that we're in a basically all stocks are down right now. And if they're down, that means that when the economy does better, when Trump wins and destroys Biden and Biden turns into a bunch of
people, aren't they?
Like a bag of bones and it just disintegrates in front of your face.
Over a month they're up. Today stuff went down. Today actually dropped a lot. But as of before that, things had been up. We're in for a correction. I definitely think that. And maybe it's finally happening. But at the time he did this, 6 days ago, things were up.
From losing. He might just implode during the debates, I think, unless they hire a guy to wear a mask.
Trump isn't doing the debates. He already said he's not gonna.
Or whatever people say that happened last time. When Trump wins, the economy will do better, and when the economy starts
based on what?
Doing better, all stocks are gonna rebound.
Stocks are already up.
So we're playing if you're playing the little game right now of short-term investing, it's going to be hard to win right now because everything's going down. And again, there's ways to win. But when you look at GameStop, the price being artificially set.
It's not being artificially set. That is a claim you're making without evidence.
Eyes on it at every single turn. The fact that they've learned how to manipulate it and they can get away with it. Nobody went to jail. And to me, it was one of the biggest travesties in American finance history. And these people just keep getting richer and richer and richer. The only thing you can do is buy and hold. And you're not in this. You should not be in this for anything other than the MOAS or for the company's long-term value.
Oh my God.
So,
he believes in MOAS.
The reason you even get into something like this is not for a short squeeze, truthfully. We know it is the perfect MOAS worthy bonerific to the beyond the.
MOAS is the mother of all short squeezes. It's a mythology that's sort of like a millennialist belief in a rapture or great awakening type thing. They believe that it'll be a breaking point where hedge funds have over-shorted GameStop so much that once it's revealed, in order to buy back the shares for their short sales, they will have to basically put in an infinite amount of money because they invented a bunch of synthetic shorts. Now, if that didn't make sense to you, don't worry. You don't need to understand the specifics. Just know that it's effectively the same as someone who rambles QAnon shit about kids being held in the basement of a pizza parlor. It's that level of cuckoo bananas. It's a conspiracy that is so objectively on the face of it bullshit that the only people who will take it seriously are the kind of people who spend their time on the internet wearing face paint.
Moon to
juggle. I can juggle.
Andromeda Galaxy, like, cum shot of all time. The biggest money shot of all time is what I'm saying. But you get into this because of the fundamentals and who's running the company. It's Ryan Cohen. It's the company's turning around. Things have been going better and better and better and better and better.
Revenue's down.
Which means that
revenue's down. Revenue is down. They are continually shrinking the company and cutting benefits and hours because that's all they can do to try and shore up their profits because they are a shrinking company.
Naturally, as these things continue to go on, the stock price will go up. But how far will they allow it to run within the bounds of this artificial system? Well, if everything else goes up too, because the economy is doing better, because Trump wins, that's what I'm thinking, or because whenever the economy starts doing better, who knows if it's before that or not.
H-Beard says the stock market has almost always been higher under Biden than Trump, and they've been purposefully slowing it down for the last 2 years to suppress inflation. The highest close for the Dow under Trump was January 19th, 2021, His last full day in office, Republicans are good for people who have lots of stock to cash out. The economy is better under Democrats. It's a whole thing. Anyone who acts like the stock market is at the behest of one single person, even the president, is very dumb. It's like people who blame the president for gas prices. Don't get me wrong, executive policy has a hand in gas prices, but it's one of many different factors. I am begging people to stop pretending that there aren't other political offices other than the president. I know you guys don't do that. I mean the general public. The general public has this weird thing where they act like the president is the determining factor of everything that happens, and it is such a destructive belief. Please get engaged beyond the presidency, general public. I'm begging you.
Then they will have more room to allow GameStop to run as well. But we're not selling. So you have to decide for yourself, okay, I'm playing the super long game here. I'm playing the Ryan Cohen, and I'm playing the there's a kill shot down the road. Is it some sort of NFT? Is it some sort of metaverse? Is it some sort of
buzzwords, buzzwords, buzzwords.
Removing ourselves from the stock exchange and putting ourselves on the blockchain, which would make a lot more sense.
How would that make more sense? Explain to me how you think that would make more sense.
That's what when I say NFTs, I'm not talking about everyone gets a, medallion. I'm talking about
Yes, you're talking about T0, we know.
I'm talking about they leave the New York Stock Exchange because
that'll be great for them.
It is fundamentally flawed. And
they know it's flawed because they lost money, and it can't be their fault, so the system must be at fault.
That might take a couple years, honestly, before stocks that were on the old way of doing things, old money stock exchange, move over to new money exchange. And then you have to say, well, is that new exchange going to be as corrupt as the original? You start to see now that these huge firms, and even
kind of disappointed that the face paint doesn't go over his mustache. Cesar Romero, I think, has spoiled me a bit.
And I mean, even America is making a centralized dollar. It's like a digital currency. So it's coming some way, shape, or form, and that will be the end of civilization.
Hot take. All right. I'm gonna pee real quick. I'll be right back. Everyone behave while I go and pee. Okay? Be right back. I'm back.
Michelle Obama or Mike Obama ever get elected?
Oh, casual transphobia too, implying it's racism and transphobic. You're assuming that Michelle Obama is trans, which is usually based on racist, weird shit. We've seen that on Tinfoil Tuesday. And then also implying that if she was trans, that would somehow be a moral defect. She's not, to our knowledge, but it wouldn't matter if she was.
But you can see it everywhere. The civilization's deteriorating everywhere you look. And things are being held on by threads of morality. It feels like across
Creepy fascists.
across the world, in relationships, everywhere. Threads of morality and things that should be happening actually happening. You know, we don't live in 1800s where it's like, well, we only have so many paper certificates, so sorry, we're
You know that they could print more money, right?
out. Stock prices is set at $400,000 or whatever, you know? Unless you can afford this, so you can't buy.
Instead of accepting that he's made mistakes, he has to act as though all of society is about to crumble, because otherwise, how else could he have failed? Society must be crumbling, otherwise how did he lose?
No, they figured out the way to make money is infinite liquidity. I could talk about this all day, but other than that, there's nothing else.
I'm sure you could.
Else that's been going on. Boom. I mean, dang, I just nailed that. I feel like I just nailed that. World's moving 10 times faster in the last 5 months than the last 3 years. It keeps accelerating. I don't know if it's going to end with AI destroying everything. I don't know if it's going to be Jesus coming back. I don't know if it's going to be alien invasion. I don't know if it's going to be Trump. I don't know if it's going to be, it's not going to be Trump, but I don't know if it's going to be a slow like deterioration of civilization down to like even how people have no morals, to where we just become another version of the Greek and Roman Empire of just...
He's just homophobic. He's literally just homophobic.
Just like everything goes, no matter what you want to do, go for it. And then we ultimately fall. I don't know, but it feels like that's happening across the world. So what happens?
He's got to be a John Doyle fan.
Then I don't know. Nailed it. Technicals and Jimmy has changed since last time we were here. We broke 2.5 year macro falling wedge pattern, along with community and knowing what we know. Jimmy's prepping to do something soon. I guess my point is, it's always prepping to do something soon, kind of like my wiener. But you got to know that sometimes you got to when to stick it in, and you got to also know when to pull it out, for sure. So your pull-out game's got to be strong, but we're in this for the long haul, so we don't pull out ever. We just don't pull out. Wait, what are you, gay? Like, okay, so that's
This is one of the most embarrassing live streams I've ever seen, and we just watched Pulte's party. Oh, God.
That's the thing.
This is someone's personality. This is awful.
But it's always prepping to do something soon. However,
the lightning bolt is more concerning to me as this goes on longer. I'm wondering if that's intentional.
The simple answer to all of this, with everything we know, if you sum up everything in my brain about GME and what I could give advice to anybody on, is buy at discounts, hold forever, and trust the fundamentals of the company and the leadership, and look at how it's kind of like why people like Trump. I heard someone recently say, one of the reasons I like Trump is because, this is what they said. They said, one of the reasons I like Trump is because I've never seen anything happen like what happened to him, as far as the media, social media, and everyone trying to twist his words or trying to...
Have you heard him talk?
Come after him at every...
Stromboli says, this fucking guy.
What are you, gay?
Yeah. It's the best response. It's my favorite response.
Single turn, from the politics, the politicians, from the other party, the entire time. Just getting shelled, just absolutely mortar shelled with attacks the entire time. And whether you like them or not, it happened, I think. And you know,
he got negative coverage because he did many, many negative things.
Biden, I think,
reporting on the things he said isn't misinformation. He said shitty things.
Joke about how old he is, but is any of that happening on this side of things now? Not really. I mean, we all laugh about how bad he is. We know it's not really going to work. We know he's kind of a marionette puppet, and he has no idea where he even is. And he honestly might be trans. We don't know yet. We need to ask him if he's trans, because that's important nowadays, apparently. So we don't know what's going on with Biden at all. However,
He's trying very hard to buzzword his way into humor. You can tell he's trying to hit certain like right-wing talking points, and it's flailing.
it's not like everyone's waging war on the guy, like what happened with Trump. First of all, Trump is hilarious. Second of all, it's well, anyway, my point is that GME is Trump. because when you look at GME, stay with me, okay? When you look at GME, it's basically the same thing, because what other stock gets this much hate and this much blatant manipulation, blatant...
The only direction that it's being manipulated is up by obsessive retail investors.
Attacks. Blatantly, like, forget about this. You guys are like, if I know anything from studying conspiracies, it's...
I'm guessing I know more than him about this, so let's hear him out.
It's that, like, most of the time, they turn out to be true.
Oh, that's the worst statement I've ever heard anyone make about conspiracy theories. Absolutely not. Most conspiracy theories are absolutely untrue.
And it's not even that what we think about with GME. It's like, we just haven't been paid yet, by the way. You know? It's the same thing about UFOs. Like, they are there. They're real. Like, this guy admitted it. We just hadn't seen them as a whole yet. You know? So if you invested in UFOs, like in the 60s, it's like, well, you're crazy until now. And it's like, well, I told you guys, you know?
No, you're not! UFOs are unidentified flying objects. We are no closer today to believing that aliens are real and visited our planet than we were in the 60s or decades before that. What are you talking about? This guy's just, he's a whole bingo card. He's just everything I cover. If he was a sovereign citizen, I think I have to retire. I don't think I'm allowed to keep covering things if he has one more thing.
GME, same way. We're long-term investors for a long-term MOAS potential, but really long-term because we love the deep value of the company.
What's the deep value? What's the value in the company? Dying business model?
And when you look at it, you're like, okay, wait a second. That actually makes a lot of sense here, because we have to understand that GME is Trump. It gets so much hate from every which way, every angle. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? And when you see the conspiracy theories that continue to turn out to be true, you realize that GameStop, the thesis of GameStop hasn't been disproven.
It's never been proven in the first place initially, though. The burden of proof would be on you.
It is still 100% intact that we have been right this whole time.
How?
I think that time has separated people's knowledge of that and started to make them focus on other things. And the state of the economy has made everyone's budget tighter and their buttholes tighter at the same time that everyone doesn't even know what they are anymore as a person, and everyone's starting to suck and become lazy and dumb. So because of that, you forget that, oh yeah, we are right. Oh yeah, all of these things are true. This just like 9/11 or 9/11 or UFOs. This is true.
I didn't see 9/11 coming up today. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. The level at which the payoff will be is TBD. However, it doesn't change the fact that you're right. So if you know you're right about something,
Why do you think you're right?
you like the fundamentals of the company, you know it's on discount, you know there's a huge potential for a monster movement, like MOAS movement, at minimum, monster movement in some other ways. And when the economy does better, it's going to go up. You know, the future of the world is gaming and the internet. Even if you don't want to call it gaming, maybe it's not Halo, maybe it's not Kirby or whatever you're into. Dead or Alive, beach volleyball, whatever you play.
See you, Marosama. Right, but games are mostly digital now, and will continue to mostly be digital.
You have to understand that the internet is basically a game. TikTok, Instagram, everything, YouTube, it's all a game and everything's entertainment. So what happens when you can be inside of the entertainment, inside of the game, inside of the live streams, inside of
shit. It's doing it.
inside of your work environment? It's all done through these things in front of us, the computer or the phone or whatever you're looking at, through the internet, and that's where the future will literally be. So what company do you like that is investing in the future, specifically in the gaming world,
But GameStop isn't doing that. What?
gaming side of things?
GameStop is a brick and mortar store that is trying to do, at best, a game launcher that no one is interested in.
All these upsides.
Virtually no one. No one outside of the GameStop stock community, let's say.
I don't know.
What is this guy's fucking... Oh, maybe I need to start considering this guy for more than just stock days. Maybe he has some tinfoil too. Oh. Just yikes. Just yikes on trikes on bikes.
It is a rough morning for Ryan Cohen. Two of his companies sinking after quarterly results. Take a look here. We're going to start with GameStop, the company reporting a loss of a penny per share, revenue of $1.1 billion, falling short of the $1.2 billion that analysts had been expecting. The company also revealing a new policy that's going to allow GameStop to invest excess cash in stocks. This is interesting. Instead,
How bizarre. Basically turning into a hedge fund. H-Bird says, I'm guessing he doesn't know how to know things. He probably makes all of his decisions based off vibes, so reality that tells him the thing that he likes are bad, he assumes it's a conspiracy. I'm guessing he did poorly in school and convinced himself his teachers just hated him. Maybe. You are not projecting, what's the word? You are extrapolating a lot. But it's possible.
Out of its previous practice of buying short-term investment-grade fixed income, maybe a way to help boost things on a short-term basis, but that's not something you're going to put a multiple on. And, you know, if you get it wrong, you get it wrong.
Yep. And if they get it wrong, there goes all the liquidity that they could use to stay afloat. Oh.
Meantime, shares.
Of course, look at the stocks to watch logo at the bottom left. I'm going to teach a class about graphic design, and it's going to be, here's things to avoid in graphic design so people who are into conspiracies don't email you. Don't put an eye in a triangle. God.
Shares of Chewy, they are also falling. The online pet products retailer reporting a loss of about 8 cents per share. That was about 2 cents lower than analysts expected. Revenue also coming in slightly below estimates. Guidance, though, and here's where I think is some of the big impact here for the current quarter, falling short. Company saying the guidance reflected macroeconomic pressures industry-wide. So I don't know if you think it's you're saying you think there's a problem at Chewy.
I'm saying I wouldn't know what to do at GameStop. So I wouldn't know how to run that, but I think I could run Chewy. I mean, why is that down from 45 to 17? People are bonkers.
Well, because it ran up during the pandemic, and
for the
people were using
online
it for the
stuff.
online action of the whole thing.
I would just tell you,
and because people
that
were spending all this time with their pets and adopting new pets. And
you can basically, it's like totally inelastic at the pet stores where I go.
Yeah,
I pay
I will
money
tell
that you would not believe.
Right. Look, maybe it doesn't make sense to be below it where it was in 20, but people were questioning, should it be at $120 during the pandemic?
Andrew, I buy a freeze-dried chicken thing. It's like this big, but the dogs will eat the kibble if you use this freeze-dried chicken. They're little, and you don't have to use a lot of it. But a bag this big,
Look at all that
$85
orange. Yeah.
For a bag that big. For treats, $16 for a little bag. And they charge you, and they just laugh at you as you're there. It's like it's for your dogs. You know, the kids are starving, but the dog doesn't.
I'm sorry, that guy cracked me up. They're laughing at you. It's for the dogs. Fuck. I could be a TV commentator. It's not even hard. Here's some stuff from the plan administrator, because the PP people have been talking to him. Dear Mr. Goldberg, I hope this message finds you well. As a shareholder of record in Bed Bath & Beyond, incorrect, no one is, I am reaching out to seek clarity on several aspects of the Chapter 11 proceedings and related matters. 1. Could you provide an estimated timeline for the conclusion of the Chapter 11 proceedings, particularly in the light of the recent submission of final fee statements? The plan administrator responds, Chapter 11 is concluded. I am simply administrating the wind down. I estimate it will take me between 1 and 3 years to administer the estate. 2. Are any non-disclosure agreements currently in effect between the debtors, including 6th Street and the company now known as DK Butterfly, that might limit the information available to shareholders? I am unaware of any NDAs between 6th Street and the debtor. Bittergrin says, how long before the plan administrator has to start getting restraining orders? Within a month would be my guess. It's already quite bad. 3. Given the considerable discussion among shareholders about the possibility of illegal naked short selling and creation of synthetic shares of BBBY, as evidenced by the large number of failure to delivers, or FTDs, prior to the stock's delisting, can you confirm there is an ongoing investigation into these allegations within the Chapter 11 proceedings, or if the plan administrator recognizes this as a potential claim of fraud? They respond, I'm investigating all potential claims that I have standing to bring. There may be certain claims I don't have standing to bring. So a generic answer that's like, I'm doing everything in my power. Unfortunately, they're not going to take it like that. Lastly, there has been speculation regarding Mr. Cohen's involvement in the restructuring of the company. Is the plan administrator aware of any current or future involvement of Mr. Cohen with DK Butterfly? And answers, I don't really understand all the speculation surrounding Ryan Cohen. The company is not restructuring. It is liquidating, and Ryan Cohen has zero involvement. So yeah, he's being just very direct with them now. It's interesting. Bittergrin says, how long before the plan administrator has to... Oh, I just read that. I apologize. The hardest part of that job is not mocking your coworkers openly. Here's PP trying to talk to the plan admin himself. My follow-up question was if 6th Street makes a move based off dockets with a prepared credit bid with Dream on Me and Baby, would he not know about it until it happens? We'll let you know, his response to my question. None of these were sent from an iPhone either. Sometimes it says sent from my iPhone, some aren't, and they're conspiracy theorying about that. Can you please respond to my blah blah blah? Sorry, can't come on the show, he says. I simply don't do shows. I have already been extremely upfront with those who have reached out. If people still don't get it, there's nothing I can do. Oof. I don't really understand all the speculation surrounding Ryan Cohen. An accomplished lawyer would never say this, much less lead with it. It reads like a melty that desperately wants to disprove the RC connection. That certainly reads like a meltdowner LARP. They're claiming that the plan administrator is secretly a GME meltdown person. That's funny. Another answer about Sue Gov and her involvement. Sue Gov and Holly Atlin are no longer involved. I'm sure at one time they believed the company could be reorganized. I was not involved with the company prior to September. September's when the whole thing ended, basically. I was not invited with the company prior to September, involved rather. Again, the company is now out of business and in liquidation. It is not a going concern. It has no inventory, no offices, and no employees. It will never be restructured. It will never come back to life. I hope you and the other shareholders understand this and that there is no secret plot. There is no puzzle here. Sent from my iPhone. Asking about making sure the emails are his. Michael, I've been seeing social media posts referencing emails claiming to be from you, and I'd like to both confirm that you sent these emails, and I'd also like to ask some clarifying questions regarding this Chapter 11 case. Please see below. Can you confirm these are authentic emails you personally authored? So it says, Brian, thank you for your email. I don't read blogs, but I... blogs. I don't read blogs, but I have not written any email that should give shareholders any real hope of recovering anything. BBB shares are worthless and have been canceled. It's very possible that the bank is not even repaid in full and that unsecured creditors who are owed hundreds of millions of dollars won't get paid anything, and they come before shareholders. I cannot prevent unscrupulous people from continuing to spread false information. I can only reiterate that the shares are worthless and I see no prospect for shareholders to receive any money in the future. So, of course, he couldn't be more blatant there. You have no shares, they are canceled, you get nothing, and the implication that anyone who is telling them otherwise is a grifter. My additional questions are this. Hypothetically, assuming that 6th Street as the secured blah blah blah, you get it, stupid questions. And then he says, I can confirm that these are my emails. I'm still reviewing the Knoll issue, but I have been informed that the company looked into this issue prior to my appointment and determined there were significant hurdles affecting the value of the Knolls. Sent from my iPhone. Sorry, the sent from my iPhone thing is cracking me up. Don't know why. Just making sure there's nothing else. I think... Oh no. Kais Malej is stalking the plan administrator? Uh-oh. That lawyer should get a lawyer. Oh no. Oh, Kais is gonna end up in a documentary. That's a shame. Let's see. Here's someone coping about the email from the plan guy. Why do they even call them shareholders? There are no shares. I don't know. They think there are shares. The plan administrator is probably saying it in shorthand for former shareholders. Anyway, it says, I know it sounds like copium, but I wonder if this language of the BBBY shares are worthless and canceled and not coming back is a roundabout way of saying the original securities you bought are not coming back and are now worth nothing. However, new securities can be awarded in their place, the value of which is to be determined. See, no, because he would have just said that if that's what he wanted to say. But that's not what's happening. Edit. To clarify, I'm not saying Michael Goldberg is trying to communicate to us in code like RC with the Teddy Books thing. Rather, from the perspective of the plan admin, the BBBY shares are indeed worthless and we will not receive value from them. That said, potential equity distributions and anything not mentioned explicitly in the current plan are out of the scope for him, so he's simply stating what he is legally entitled to. The current plan is the final plan. It's over. You get nothing. This person says, my personal beliefs about Bobby's situation. That's Bed Bath & Beyond. They call it Bobby sometime. Benekagami says Kais was already in a documentary, This is Financial Advice by Dan Ilson. That's true. I meant like a Netflix documentary about crime. Anyway. 1. If we really lost, or rather, if we really had lost, the media would be taunting and burning us hard to scare off all other meme investors. They already did. There were already, like, articles when this happened. When you lost, you all called it FUD and ignored them. This hasn't happened. In fact, the media seems to want this quiet. Nope, there were articles about it. You just ignored them. The RC pump and dump lawsuit has always been a delay tactic for the shorts to buy time. When it's resolved, I expect fireworks. No, he's being sued by other shareholders. But okay. Former shareholders. Pulte and RC are tight and can communicate through their lawyers. There's no evidence that they're tight. In fact, all the evidence shows that Pulte doesn't know RC personally at all. Most of the drama around PP and Pulte is caused by pro-shills that are trying to stop us mobilizing around Pulte because they absolutely can't survive a cohesive movement of newly rich apes hungry for revenge. It's not clear who these shills are, and that's by design. Remain skeptical of everyone at all times, and don't get dragged in since they want to sap your energy. This sub is under attack again, you can tell by downvotes on any positive sentiment. When the Bobby plan unfolds, it will be seriously problematic for shorts, and GME will be let off its leash. I believe Bobby is the key battle for MOAS, which is why it has been banned from Stonk and Wall Street Bet subs. Shorts are fucked and they know it. Shills in shambles. If you don't agree with my beliefs, I don't give a fuck. It's my post. Baller out. I don't think there's anything else. At least not for today. Remain skeptical at all times. Unless it's telling you BBBY will make you a billionaire, in which case question nothing. I noticed the irony too. Be skeptical, and by that I mean, stay in the echo chamber. Oh boy. Salvatore posted, Michael Goldberg joined the BBBYQ Chapter 11 just 3 months ago. Correct, he's the wind-down administrator. He got added when everyone else left. iNecrophage, thanks for 31 months, says cheese. I'll click on that in a minute. 6th Street and Kirkland and Ellis have been involved since the day after Ryan Cohen sold his shares. They're not involved anymore. Understand legal framework and processes. Michael Goldberg is a baggage handler, not the pilot of this plane. He does not own 87% of the secured debt as the senior secured creditor. That's 6th Street. He's not going to give material non-public information to random people sending him emails. They didn't redact 380 hours of legal services to tell people via email the outcome. Relax, my guys. Has Salvatore ever been right? No. No, he's not. Was the Enron wind down guy the same guy that did FTX? Oh, who was that guy? I don't know, but it's not the same guy as this. This stock is dead. 700,000 at the peak to nothing now. I'm not selling, but... Well, you can't. I'm not selling, but I think the writing is on the board. Popcorn did nothing. Movie distribution did nothing. And now candy does absolutely nothing. Oh, this is for AMC, not BBBY. The only thing I can see doing something is if the debt is cleared, but at that point it wouldn't be shocked, rather, I wouldn't be shocked if even that did nothing. That's how rigged the game is. I like that at this point, none of them, even when they're leaving, are learning lessons. They're just like, the game is rigged, and then they flip the table, even though they're the ones that lost, because they're bad at this. Here's the cheese thing.
Welcome to Cheese Church, where I preach about a cheese and tell you how to pair her. Today we worship Délices de Bourgogne from Lincette, a triple cream brie-style cheese whose name is French for the delight of Burgundy. When young, Delise is as firm as chilled butter and smells of fresh mushrooms. But as she ages, her insides transform into salty whipped luxury as indulgent as a down comforter. Delise tastes like unsweetened whipped cream and is best paired with sparkling wine to cut through her richness. I also love her with olives, but today I am pairing her with raspberry preserves, cinnamon graham crackers, and a little rosemary for festive garnish. This is a perfect pairing for Cheesemas plates. Let me know how you'd pair Delise in the comments below. Jesus bless!
I do love some cheese. By the way, I forgot to tell you, someone who used to talk to me about the BBBY stuff DM'd me and was like, hey, I apologize, because obviously I was right, and they finally gave up after the Pulte meetup. So they emailed and apologized for all the things they said to me and about me. And they were like, you have a really important, like, place. You can show people that they're wrong and stuff. And I was like, what are you talking about? You were one of those people, and you called me a shill and told me I was wrong. There's literally nothing I can do. And he was like, fair enough. Doesn't help if after you're already proven wrong, you come and apologize. Just listen to me the first time, goddammit. Anyway. Oh, and they're still into, like, oh god, they're still gonna get fucked over. I stopped responding because, like, I was like, hey, maybe don't day trade. You know, I wasn't being mean or anything, but I was like, hey, you know, day trading is dangerous. Maybe learn a lesson and don't do it. And he was like, day trading isn't gambling if you have a bunch of money to throw away. And after that, I put it down and I didn't respond anymore because clearly he had learned nothing. He learned nothing. But what are you gonna do? All I can do is talk about it and cover it, and other people's decisions are not on me. So let's see who we will raid. All right. Have a great night, everyone. I will be back tomorrow for something. I'm not sure what. Love you too, Mr. Blast. But I'll be back tomorrow for another stream. Maybe Chud Watch. Probably time for another Chud Watch. War on Christmas edition or something. So, I'll see you then. If I don't, have a happy holiday. Bye-bye.